Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Captain Quasar, and welcome back to another unofficial H3 waiting room. Today, I am the king. It was a little bit of a thrown together costume. Got some rings on. This one's a bottle opener. Um, we were trying to make a quick pendant for a necklace, but it didn't come out. But as you can see here, I am the king. So yes, hey, homemade costumes are the best. W audio. Hey, I didn't have any music. We were trying to put a costume together quickly. But we have a great stream put together. A lot of topics today, a lot of interesting stuff. Um, y'all, I'm so upset right now. My dad just called and said, kick me off the car insurance. I'm so tired of this shit, damn. You know what you do? Say, fuck the insurance. Just drive really, 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 really safe. You don't need to get some right now. Who cares? But I'm praying for you, H. But thank you all for stopping in. We have some updates on Collargate, all types of stuff. We also have new videos from Nathan Barnett, Dad, a video from an ex-Hasan fan, as well as an unhinged video from Legal Mindset. I've only seen the clips that people have been posting to the subreddit from Nicholas Diorio's stream. But I want to give it a fresh look. We're not going to get any spoilers before that, so I do think it's going to be good to really get a clean look. Thrown together or thrown together. That was a good one. Thank you. Hua. Hua. I'll say it properly. That's just how I feel every time I say it. I'm so tempted to just say fuck it. Hey. Sometimes you got to. But yes. Oh, this wasn't where I meant to start. I meant to start here. Did people hear that Trisha is going to be on Euphoria season 3? Returning cast, new cast, including Trisha Paytas. This is insane. You know what it's almost as insane as? Who here likes the show Dexter? Anybody here know Dexter? Why is this crown such a vibe? Thank you. I honestly have it sitting on pretty well right now. Kind of surprised at how well it's sitting. But everybody here know Dexter, the show? Not Dexter's Laboratory, but the show about the serial killer. Well, I didn't know that he had a band. I can't play the song because it'll get a copyright claim. But this music video was so funny. The rest of the music videos aren't that bad. The music itself isn't that bad. But for some reason, this music video is so hilarious to me. It's Dexter. It's the Bay Harbor Butcher walking through Times Square while his homeboys fake play instruments. There's a point, like, look, they're air strumming right now. They must have just put their guitar and their keytar down. There's a point where someone walks in front of them. It's so... The checks from Dexter stopped coming in, so he had to do something else. He nodded at her. I just love after this, everybody starts staring at them. And I was wondering, because I didn't realize it was Dexter at first. I didn't realize that it was Dexter. And so I thought, this guy looks familiar. And then when I figured out it was Dexter, I was wondering if all these people were staring at him because they realized that's what... I don't know what his real name is. I think it's Michael. Yeah, Michael C. Hall. I was like, people must have, like, some people must have recognized that it was Michael C. Hall, but then in this circumstance, it's like, it just seems so odd. This right here was one of my favorite parts, though. You can just tell this dude isn't even trying to play. Look, he's just slapping at the keys. Yep. There we go. And I thought it was even weirder that he had this part where this lady cut him off, because it's an edited music video. There's like a couple different scenes. Dexter music hits so smooth. Dexter is great. Dexter is legit. Both Dexters go hard. That's so true. Dexter's Lab is my preferred Dexter, but to each their own, as they say. But yeah, that was just something I found out about recently, and I was like, I need to just vent this a little bit, because I wasn't wondering what Michael C. Hall was up to, but I would have never guessed it was doing a music video in Times Square with a leopard print shirt, cheetah print. What's the difference? I think this is cheetah, or is it leopard? Maybe it's a mix. But yeah, so go check out Dexter's music. Go watch Euphoria season 3 with Trisha Paytas. Wish my audio was louder. Let me see if I can boost it a little bit. Boost it. Give me 1 second. I just don't want to blow it out, and so dumb. I don't know why my mic all of a sudden got quieter. I used to have it on like I used to have it set lower. Like I had like the decibels pulled back on it. I must be yelling to it too much. I'm yelling through it and it's making it mad. I always wondered how diabolical the electricity bill would have been for Dexter's parents. It's a good question. You know, maybe he just like, I'll cover it. Don't worry. It's the one thing he takes care of. Captain, when you can afford it, please invest in a fancy mic. Why do I need to do that? I can just keep fucking around with the settings on this mic until something works. I mean, it's not a bad mic. It's a Blue Yeti. I had settings set on it, then I took those settings off, and then now it's like this. And I don't feel like playing around with it too much because it doesn't sound terrible. Wish I had a better compressor. You were a Supernatural boy? You like Supernatural? The mic is all right. Yeah. But let's get into the topics for today. Some stuff on the Reddit. Ethan sends a message. I guess I can save this for later too. I don't think I organized these well. So we're going to go over the Collargate stuff a little bit because someone had created original 3369. Created Hasan Piker Collargate excuses list by himself and friends. The only thing I think that could have made this better is if it like had shown who did what. Thank you, Rum Tum Tugger, for the money towards a new mic, $2. We're gonna get there real quick. But yeah. So this was an excuses list. I think it could have been better if it just had who said what, like labels. But so it started off with Kaya clipped her dew claw. That's why she yelped, and he just didn't help her because he didn't care, I guess. The second thing is, it's not a shock collar, it's a vibration collar. Third, Kaya's spoiled, delicate, overly sensitive. That's why she reacts. That's a really stupid, like, I'm sorry, that one's probably the dumbest. No, you don't get it. She's treated too well. That's why she yelps at things. I didn't press the vibration shock button. Or so 4. I didn't press the vibration shock button. I was reaching for something else, like Zins, when the yelp happened. It just doesn't make any sense, because if he was going for Zins, he wouldn't just go off to the side and then over here try and get the Zins. You'd grab the pack and then pull a Zin out or whatever. And also, that's probably easily... Well, because I guess the next thing is it's not the Zin. It was also the... he said it was his gate button. I don't think either of those fit what happened, but... Rip David Lunch. So true. I'd be watching Twin Peaks. Rip David Lunch. Did you accidentally do David Lunch again? I feel like that's the second time Internet Tough Guy's done that. We're gonna give it a like. But continuing 5, Kaya's just spoiled, over-pampered by my mom. It's my mom's fault. It's Kaya's fault. It's my mom's fault. It's everybody's fault. This is all politically... So 6 is, this is all politically motivated by Israel right-wing haters blowing it out of proportion. That's the weakest one. Can't do that. 7, I didn't press anything. I was reaching for the gate. So that, I guess that's when the gate came in, was later. So it's Zins or the gate. The genocide and stuff, that's 8. I do keep seeing some people saying that of like there's bigger issues at hand. And it's like, yeah, cool. We know, we can care about all of these things. Do do do. 9. The collar just has an air tag and a flashlight. It's not even a training tool. It's not even a training tool. 10. You all never met the dog. I have to say that one's the most accurate. I have never met the dog. I've only seen her through streams and clips and videos and stuff. I don't know her well enough. I haven't asked her personally how she feels. So fair point. 11, the tape was Photoshop. 12, I own multiple collars. This one was just for vibration and tracking. 13, it was a shock collar, but the prongs were removed. It can't shock. 14, all the people who care about animal abuse are unhinged stalkers. 15, shock collars are unironically extremely effective and harmless, but I never use them. 16, Hasan admits to owning a shock collar. 17, the dog wasn't even wearing any shock collar. 18, are we still talking about the shock collar? Then they fix their spellings, I guess. I have a Blue Yeti too. It sounds best when it's next to your face. Yeah, but who's gonna do that? We ain't doing ASMR here. I feel like I make too many mouth noises that it puts a fear in me that if I'm up too close to the mic, I'm just gonna be going like the whole time, and that's a no-go from me. Don't need to hear my acid reflux. But here is a new clip that has come out from the same little caged stream where he had Kaya and the other dog keep like gated off together. But here's Hasan saying he wouldn't rule out shock collar training.
Like I will never rule out any kind of training method because hey, let's say what, by the way, look at how fucking chill Kaya is now. She shut the fuck up. Is Fiona successfully.
Are you saying look at the comments on that post? I'll go look to see what the comments say. Let me go back.
Got her to shut the fuck up. Now, obviously, she's a puppy, so it doesn't matter. She doesn't have any of these like bad habits yet. She's learning what kind of bad habits that she can get away with and what kind of good habits that she needs to develop. But like, if you, for example, had a fucking, old aggressive dog that was like abused and shit like that, I wouldn't even rule out fucking shock collars or any kind of.
And remember, we're doing this for the big dogs.
Kind of tools like.
Here, I'll go back real quick though. OMG, can we get a Collargate excuse tier list? If not on the show, maybe one for user Alex the Fiction to do. Okay. That's so funny. I'm currently sick, but if my voice sounds good tomorrow morning, that will be my Thursday video for next week. Ooh. Ooh, interesting. Can't wait to see which excuse loves Sabra. Prob all of them, yeah. Well, all of them actually hate Sabra, to be fair. Big dogs gotta eat. But moving back, so that was a clip of him saying that he wouldn't rule out shock collars, but at least he gives the caveat of it being in the circumstance of needing like extreme training in a violent or like, an aggressive dog. So, and again, this isn't like a bad, like an evil take or something. This is like generally the take that I think most people that don't know much about shock collars would give of like, yeah, it seems like a training method. I've seen some people do them, and obviously you could do it to abuse your dogs and harm them, as opposed to actual training. But again, let's not forget that this is also in the same instance. I'm not mistaken, right? No, yep, same shirt of him having the dogs crated together and being like, "You guys should see it. It's so funny."
I know Fiona wants out. She's not getting out though. Fiona snaps at her. She'll just go ah 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 and like run away. Run run away like a fucking goofball crying. It's the funniest thing on the fucking planet. She needs to learn. See? See? She wants out.
Children.
And this is just because what he's doing here is he's doing. Look at this fucking insane look on his face too. Look at his face. Look at this look. He's loving it, but he's doing like the alpha dog, like the alpha dog theory or whatever. The whole idea that animals create a hierarchy based on like assertion of dominance, but that was only done in a study on like wolves in captivity in like a zoo, and then when somebody else did a study on wild wolves, they came to find out that there isn't a correlation in like that kind of dominance hierarchy, and it's literally just a family structure among like wolves and a lot of other animals. I'm sure some, and the whole thing is, yes, if you have animals that you're bringing together that are from different packs, they're going to try and like create this dominance. But the whole thing is about asserting your own dominance, not through violence, but just through assertion, and then through other means of assertion other than just hitting them and shocking them. But that way their own like a hierarchy kind of falls to the wayside because they're looking for your direction. I'm Hasan and I hate my fucking dog. I'm Hasan and I have to fuck women before I date them because that's the most important thing to me.
Stupid sexiest.
God
Why do
damn
all the
it.
girls like him?
I forgot to do this again. I keep doing that. I plug in my headphones like last second. Forget to switch it over. Bonks for the king.
Stupid sexy Hasan. Why do all the girls like him?
I still can't believe he said that. I'm Hasan and I don't listen to music. Remember the dog King James in that Chinese shelter? Yeah, no, exactly. He was their alpha. But the whole thing is setting up this type of system where you let the dogs assert their own dominance. You are risking the older dogs getting hurt once they like age out of the dominance. Before he talked about the gate, I saw a similar comment on Reddit essentially saying that they use collars for gates. Then I saw him making a comment about the gate the next day. I don't know, so weird. The dog was bred to be like a great a great Pyrenees. Is that how you say it? I always forget how to say that. Or a Rottweiler. Collar aside, having to just sit there is physical abuse. I mean, yeah, those types of dogs. What is it? It's a Kaya. She is a. I'm trying to remember. Tibetan Mastiff. Tibetan Mastiff. Is that it? Yeah, she's a Tibetan Mastiff, which are yeah, they're guard dogs for property and livestock. Because aren't they known for like killing like bigger animals and stuff? Because so like they're used to like walking perimeters and doing big. They're not like in the same lane as like if it was some kind of sheep herding dog, some kind of herder, then it would be even beyond physical abuse because those type of dogs need like excessive amounts of energy because they're bred to run for hours and hours a day. I've been rescuing cats for 13 years and it don't work like that. I have like 70 cats right now and they don't have a hierarchy. Some of them just don't get along. No, yeah. As a woman, Hassan genuinely terrifies me. I mean, fair. He gives a bad vibe. I don't get how so many people like his vibe, and maybe it's purely just because they got their eyes glazed over, their A's glazed over. Perfect. Um, Good job, internet tough guy. Bet you feel so tough now, don't you? Sick. Always feel like big dogs like that should be up and moving. Not good to have a body that big and no blood pumping related activities for them. I don't know, not a vet and literally based on opinion. No, I mean that's kind of like the general sentiment I imagine just because like I'm saying like any dog that's working with livestock usually is bred to get a lot of physical activity. Like they're not going to exert themselves quickly. Like I'm saying like if you get like a sheep herding dog, you should probably take them on like at least a mile run every day, probably, just to make sure that they're getting out a full, like a as much energy as they can. Yeah, people like Trump. It's that glaze. It truly is that glaze. Um, this was funny. I don't. This is conspiratorial. I'm not saying this is a fact, but it is really, really funny that it seems as though Hassan is trying to get Kaya to go into place by ending each sentence with place while looking at her through like the monitor.
To a position where we've finally gotten to a place where like, oh, pure peace is taking place.
We finally gotten to a place where pure peace is taking place.
Where we've finally gotten to a place where like, oh, pure peace is taking place.
That sentence also just doesn't make any sense. Like I feel like the structuring of that sentence was formed purely so he could say place at the end.
Taking place is I don't know what you're doing. Okay.
Yeah, and then he says it like two more times.
Pure peace is taking place. It's taking place. Is I don't know what you're doing. Okay, what? What do you want? What? What?
That's the closest we've ever gotten to a baby voice from Hasan. What do you want? And I was thinking about it, right? It truly is. It's not just animals. It's like obviously you don't do baby voice at little kids, but there's a way that you change your demeanor, and it's like, I mean, I think it's as basic as just explaining like code switching. Like it's just true for everybody. Like people like to act like, oh, I talk to everybody the same. Oh, really? You talk to your best friend the same way that you talk to your grandma. I would hope that you would show your grandma more respect than your best friend. But like when you're talking to a kid, you lighten your tone a little bit. Hey, how you doing? How is everything okay? You don't want to seem like you're like coming down and speaking over them and like having more bass in your voice or a little more like of a you don't talk too fast or too hard. And I don't know, Hasan is never like we've said this. There isn't someone they need to pull the clips. Everybody's saying, "Oh, Hasan shows her so much love. Oh, he loves her all the time." I've said this. I want to see Hasan fawning over her, like on her, not just talking about her and fawning over the idea of her. Because I want to see him going like, "Oh, who's a good girl? Oh, you want to go play? Oh," but every time it's just like, "Oh yeah, she's the best. She's trained so well. Oh, I gotta take her out. Oh, I gotta do this. Oh, what are you doing?"
What? What do you want? Huh? Okay.
He seems disappointed that she left. This is giving him fake crying right after Ethan actually cried. Was so obviously fake. No, I remember that. Kaya has bad joints. We have to shock her. Yeah, just send her. Yeah, dude, why are you letting her go lay on the floor somewhere? You have to tell her place. Because that's the thing, too, is like, he's trying to save face now by trying to seem like overly, like, I don't know, for lack of a better word, just like overly liberal with how he like lets his dog like move and stuff. But like legitimately, it wouldn't be a problem. Like nobody necessarily has a problem with place training or with certain things. It's legitimately just the ways in which you use them. And I don't know, maybe she had been laying down for a while. Maybe she did need to get up and go. But it does just seem like Hasan is just so, his brain is broken. The fake crying makes me cringe so much. Yeah, it was very, I mean, it was just so performative. And I don't know how you can even, like, I 100% thought Hasan was fake crying to one up Ethan. No, I think everybody thought that. Maybe we're all deluded and all brain broken or whatever. But legitimately, Alex, like here's the way I think about it, right? When we were doing the charity live stream, your charity live stream, shout out Alex the Fiction for doing a great charity live stream. And there was the part that we watched the video that Fupa Troopa made. Shout out Fupa Troopa. The video's still up on his channel. You can go check it out. New a video about the history of Gaza and like different stuff about Palestinians in general. But when people were getting emotional and tearing up and stuff, it's not like I felt like, oh, I should be more sad. Oh, I felt it, and I felt very like emotional in the moment, but I didn't feel it enough. Like I don't know. I guess the sentiment meant more to me, where the actual like effects, like I wasn't I wasn't driven to tears by it, but I also didn't feel the need to force tears out because I do genuinely care about it. You know what I mean? It's like when you genuinely care about something, you don't feel the need to cry. You will just cry when you feel it that deeply. That video made me so sad. Yeah, W Fupa Troopa. Big W's Fupa Troopa for that video. Here, I'll pull it up actually. Give it a full shout out because that is a great video. I don't think it's gotten many views after upload. Troopa.
Gaza is.
Yeah, in the 2 weeks it's been up, it only has 54 views. So if you guys want to go check it out, give it a like. It's honestly a very informative video. It tells you a bit of the history of Gaza before the bombing campaigns and like the type of the art districts and different colleges and stuff that they had, and some other factual information about their like I don't remember what the education exactly the thing was, but it's a great video, and I'm not even gonna play it because I want to recommend everybody go watch it for themselves because it's a great video. So you guys need to go check it out. Does he even let her on furniture? I think Kaya needs a big bean bag. Wouldn't that be the best? Get her a big old bean bag to lay in. Hasan never cries, and he does immediately after Ethan did. Okay. And I mean, Ethan's cried before. He's cried like multiple times on the show. And I don't think that that's like a bad thing at all. And I also don't think it would be a bad thing to not cry. And that's why it's just making it... Ooh, you're right. Put the link in chat. Can I link in chat myself? I know you guys can't link it. Oopa troopa. Do. Sorry. Sorry. Let's see. That work. It does work. Okay. There we go. Let's pin it. Perfect. Thank you, Internet Tough Guy, for the recommendation on that. That was smart. I'm a sucker. I cry when people cry. But when Hasan cried, I didn't feel it. I wasn't moved at all because it sounded fake. Let us all link. I'll have to pass on that one. We're going to start getting freepuppies.com. Is that what it was called? Anybody see that where it was just like BDSM images flashing on screen?
Guys, there's a video here that I want you all to see.
Maybe I shouldn't have said the URL because I don't even know if that's right. Don't go there because I don't even know if maybe that's like a virus or something. Don't check out just a random website.
There's also zero evidence of shock collar. You know, this one piece of footage here shows, actually, excuse you, this one tiny piece of footage shows here that there seems to be something on the back of the collar that we photoshopped in to look like a piece of tape.
Don't just believe an out of context clip, because that's what a lot of you guys are doing. It's like you just see a clip and you see somebody misrepresented and then you just believe it. And that's, you say, don't believe your eyes. Yeah, exactly. Don't believe your eyes. Believe actual journalism.
I have to say, this is the craziest thing I've ever heard. Her literally saying, don't believe your eyes. You mean his zins, LMAO? Like, come on. At least try harder. Come up with a better, like, argument other than just, you're not seeing it right. How? Well, you're wrong. That's how. Explain to me. How am I wrong? Well, because you don't understand.
No, it wasn't confirmed Hill Kid. It was confirmed that it was a fucking vibration collar, or that the dog had a vibration collar. Not even that he used it. That's just what the dog has.
Then Hasan got canceled, but he cleared his name. He literally debunked it. He showed the fucking collar on stream. Like, what more can be done?
For like editing his picture and turning up the fucking contrast where he showed the collar to be like, no, look, he put tape over it.
I can't help.
Oh my god, I can't believe they tried to look at the image more closely. And also, did Cutie Cinderella confirm that it was taped over? Because she confirmed that the prongs were taken off, right? Like, she confirmed that part. Interesting.
But notice that it's the exact same people who have spent the last 2 years calling me and my wife baby killers. I hope for some people, seeing how shamelessly they lie right now to protect Hasan, lying about what we know we saw with our own eyes, like it's irrefutable that he used a shock collar, that if they can lie about something so stupid and it's so transparent, I hope that to some people, you can understand that they would be lying about me and Hila for the last 2 years. They're capable of it, and they would do it, and they have done it. So, I don't know. If you've been someone that has listened to one of these people.
So she did say that specifically. She said that she went there to check, and the prongs were taken off and taped over. Just like, why? And acting like that's a good thing, being like he couldn't have just done that, like, when you came. So, like, what?
Talk about how big of a Zionist me or my wife is. I would urge you to maybe just take a second look. Thanks.
And then this was a video I saw on TikTok first. And they put it on here. Someone uploaded it to the Reddit. An objective and educational video on Collargate from a Hasan viewer / dog trainer. So I did think this was very informative, and honestly, it's very unbiased, very factual, based in reality. It's based and blue-pilled. Not blue-pilled, red-pilled, but the real red-pilled. The real Matrix.
I am a little bit late to this, but this video has been going around the internet.
This is super quiet. Wait. Oh, it's gonna work. This hasn't been working for like a while now.
A lot the past week, and as somebody who...
Oh my god, you're joking. Let me go to her TikTok. Oh, playback error. Let me just go to her TikTok and see if it's better on there. There we go. Where's the audio TikTok? There we go.
But this video has been going around the internet a lot the past week, and as somebody who watches this streamer and is also a certified dog trainer, I want to talk about it. People were speculating that he was using a shock collar on his dog.
Give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna boost this out the wazoo. What is wrong with TikTok? It's only playing out of one of my headphones. This is gonna sound super loud now. I'm not gonna turn up that much.
Late to this, but this video has been
God,
going
I'm so
around the
sorry.
internet
I'm so sorry.
a lot the past week, and as somebody who watches this streamer and is also a certified dog trainer, I want to talk about it. People were speculating that he was using a shock.
I'm so sorry that it just got blown out for a second. I was trying to test it. That was terrible. I'm so sorry. I don't know if it clipped out, so like I don't know if it was like that bad. But all I saw was hard red on OBS.
I am a little bit late.
I'm so sorry. That's my bad.
To this, but this video has been going around the internet a lot the past week, and as somebody who watches
it's still going. It's still kind of too loud.
Streamer and is also a certified dog trainer, I want to talk about it. People were speculating that he was using a shock collar on his dog in this video. He has since claimed that it is not a shock collar and it is a vibration collar. There's a lot of things to unpack about this video, but regardless of what he's using to keep his dog in place or what training methods he used, the fact that his dog let out a very clear and distinct whimper and his response was calling her dramatic and getting angry at her is so crazy to me. First of all, I hate when people call dogs dramatic. They're not capable.
Outfit for a king? Hell yeah. You know it. Don't ignore that.
Of being dramatic on purpose. If my dog whimpers out of nowhere when getting on and off a bed, I'm immediately getting up to check on her and make sure she's okay. Joint health is so important to me. His response was just getting frustrated with her and not even going over to check is a little bit upsetting. If she does do this all the time, she probably needs to go to the vet to get her paws checked out. The second thing is dogs are not props. I have my dog in this video and she is allowed to get up whenever she wants. You can teach your dog to relax on their place for a very long time and that is okay. I have taught that to my dog, but if they've been on the bed for hours during a stream and the second that the dog decides to get up, they get in trouble, that's where it becomes a little bit too much. Dogs are sentient beings who deserve to have freedom of movement throughout their day. Sometimes my dogs get up from their place just to stretch their legs and then lay back down. As a person who watches the streamer, I know that he streams for long periods of time, and I've actually noticed a pattern of him getting upset with her anytime she moves from her bed. The other thing to talk about is that he did claim that this is a vibration collar and not a shock collar, and while I do think that this is an important distinction to make, it is also important to understand why the training methods you're using work. If a stimuli is being applied and the behavior decreases, it means the dog has to find it uncomfortable enough to want to work to avoid it.
Alex is trying to get the dog to go back in place because she keeps walking off.
For decreasing the behavior.
No,
this
Alex,
is known as
stop.
positive punishment, which is one of the 4 quadrants of operant conditioning. It is actually super easy to teach a dog to reliably relax on their bed without having to use positive punishment. Which, regardless of what kind of collar it is, if you're applying something uncomfortable to decrease the likelihood of the behavior, that means that it is uncomfortable enough for the dog to want to avoid it. The dog training industry is completely unregulated. I always urge people with platforms, but especially someone like this streamer who relies on studies and correct information and a proper education to build his arguments and beliefs, to take time and look into dog training on a deeper level. Many celebrity dog trainers are not certified and in fact have no form of formal education and are not using up-to-date science-backed methods. The vibration collar is not something that falls under anything that is required in dog training under the current most up-to-date science.
Yeah, watch it with all those lightning bolts. Alex the Nazi. No, I've been seeing I saw the thing about the Taylor Swift jewelry too. I don't really want to speak on it too much because I think I saw that she got rid of it anyways. I don't know. It could go either way for me, honestly. I don't think that she's I don't think that she's a Nazi. But there is some evidence of that perhaps Taylor Swift was on 4chan at one point. Anybody heard about that before?
That we have. As an expert, as a certified dog trainer, I am never going to judge somebody who is just doing the best with the information they have to train their dog. This video is strictly for education purposes, but I do think it's important to talk about because there is so much misinformation in the dog training world. If your dog yelps, please check on them. We expect a lot of our dogs and they are already confined to the house, and to confine them even more to a very, very tiny bed is just not fair.
It's not fair. Straight up. But I think it's good to hear it from a professional's mouth, because remember when Hasan was saying, that's why there are so many professional trainers that have come out saying that what I'm doing is a good thing and that people actually are wrong. So here's somebody that literally says that like celebrity trainers often don't even have actual credentials. Stream derailed. You didn't know Taylor was a 4chaner? I'm from the same era of PA as T Swift. Her being a 4chaner doesn't surprise me because so was I, lol. It must have just been a community thing. Here, I'll show it real quick because I was able to find a quick thing. Proof Taylor Swift is a regular on 4chan. And then it was people did like a full thing, like looking at cross-referencing posts, looking at like cats she would post and different things she would talk about. I don't think it was anything that crazy even, but it was just the fact that she was even on 4chan at all. Amazing stuff. I know nothing about Taylor Swift, but I think this is funny simply because it is, yeah. I mean, I don't remember where. I think there was a full video I watched about it. It does look crazy. Now, I watched a full video like a long time ago that explained it in detail and went through kind of the psycho ramblings. Here's the thing. When people talk about like conspiracy boards and like the lines drawing, people think of that as like insane posting and like signs of delusion and stuff like that. But genuinely speaking, there is way like that is like a way of just showing like the connections between different things. You could definitely do better formatting. I won't lie with you on that. Won't argue with you there, but formatting matters a lot. But I watched a full vid, not gonna lie. I heard it. I heard through the grapevine that T Swift was a 4chaner. Taylor Swift being on 4chan and posting cat pics is pretty ironic, to be honest. I mean, everybody loves cats, right? The internet loves cats. That's like the whole thing. My history professor didn't post that. We had assignments over the fall break. Now I'm locked out of a quiz. At least no one I know did it either. Hey, that means you'll probably all pass, because isn't that what they do? It's like if everybody fails, then that means they have to pass you all. Because it shows some kind of failure on the professor's part. But here's a little clip. This was kind of long, so I kind of just want to skip to the end of the part I want to see, and then we're going to move on to the videos. But Denim said, or this is just a clip from Hutch's stream, and it's Denim's flounders as she tries to defend her stance that shock collars are bad, while trying not to contradict Hasan, who now says shock collars are fine. And it's a very long clip because it's literally just her going, well, one second, I'm reading chat.
Information.
But there was this one part.
Fascinating. Like if I was like a psychologist, right? You know, like I feel like there's just obvious avoidance going on in this moment. Like she's just either consciously or unconsciously.
Oh, you said iconic, not ironic, LMAO. So true. It is iconic.
Avoiding having to like weigh in on what she just heard him say.
Moving on. Yeah. The thing is, let me think what I wanted to say here.
Oh my God, you guys. This is amazing.
Positive reinforcement people are simply wrong. Like, do they...
When in doubt, just fucking change the subject, right?
They never say no. No is negative reinforcement. I mean, yeah. Yeah. I think when people say negative reinforcement, they're trying to invoke, like, punishment rather than anything else. But, anywho. What were you trying to say?
Listen to this.
Nobody knows.
Really listen to this. I know what she's trying to say. This is so...
Dogs do respond to negative reinforcement. And negative reinforcement can be like...
What are you talking about?
You know, saying no or denying them something positive that they otherwise would have gotten.
That right there, she doesn't think 3 to 5-year-olds can have memories, but she thinks a dog can have the cognition to understand something like the dog eats out of the trash, so you don't give it a walk today. The dog is not going to put those two things together. And saying, like, what? And negative reinforcement is saying no should be followed up with some type of positive reinforcement to encourage their good behavior after the fact. You tell them no when they're doing something bad. You go sit, place, whatever. Get them to redirect their attention. Then you give them a treat to show them, no, you are doing something wrong. This is what you do instead. How does the dog associate the word no without any punishment? Well, I mean, legitimately, I think tone, you know what I mean? Like, dogs bark at each other. They know, like, a growl versus a playful bark. So, like, tone definitely helps. But I don't think that, but that's the whole thing, too, is it's like, I don't think that the no itself is the negative reinforcement. And the association between not receiving something that they would have gotten otherwise to the bad action that they've made, they're not going to make that association at all. No is very powerful for my dogs. Stunning take, Denims. No, it's just legitimately like, as soon as she said that, it was the first thing my mind went to is, she doesn't think 3 to 5-year-olds can have have memories. But she thinks that dogs have the level of cognition to be able to associate not gaining something that they enjoy with a past, like, wrong that they might not even perceive as a wrong because of the way that you are, like, teaching them. Because of your training methodology. My Chihuahua understands no. I think most pets kind of understand no. And I mean, like, here's the thing. When I think of things, I genuinely think of, like, I think of it both from a human perspective and then also the animal, like, the animal world. Because on some level, you should not be beating the shit out of your dog. Under any circumstances, you should not close fist hit your dog. But if your dog is doing something and you give them a little swat on the butt or something, that isn't bad because, like, dogs win parenting, cats win parenting, animals when they're parenting their young, nip at them when they're doing things bad. You know, you do these little corrective measures that are meant to just it like recalibrates them in a sense, like kind of like, you know, knocks them out of whatever mode they were in. And again, I'm not saying to punch or slap or hit your dog. What I'm saying is, you know, give it a nudge, give it a push, be like, hey, cut that out. No. That's understandable, but I don't think it even needs to be a debate. I can't even think of a reason anyone would turn her content on at all. My doggo is great with no until it comes to barking at the door because he knows I also hate people at the door. He just gets the vibe. Even my cats understand no, they just prefer to ignore it. But they definitely understand. That's the thing with cats. Cats, you really gotta grab them. You gotta hit them hold them and be like, no, that's bad. No, no, no. And then they go, their claws trying to get you. Then you hold them like a baby and you rock them. And then you put them down. I mean, off topic, but Vanilla has also called Chaperone a performative lesbian and called Ethel Kane a bitch because someone close to her said Ethel didn't want to speak to the friend. See, I really do feel like Vanilla Mace is like the perfect example of like she's not even famous, but it's like that meme of like we made the wrong person famous. Like, she doesn't seem like someone that should have any type of an audience either. And I'm not saying that as somebody that thinks that they deserve some huge audience. I'm just legitimately saying that I find it odd that these people that don't have even a lot of input to give and are kind of just running off fumes that other people have kind of contributed to them is somehow substantive enough for the brains of their audience. Yes, King Cap'n today. King Quasar. My cat wakes me up to eat. My cat has an automatic feeder and still wakes us up every morning at like 4 a.m., 4 or 5 a.m. He just starts meowing. I'm like, bro. And I get up and I'll run around with him for a bit to try and get him to lay back down. Then he won't. And then I'll get up and start working on stuff. And then he'll lay down and take a nap. And I'm like, dude, what the hell? He's like, we're doing this in shifts. It's my turn now. Yeah, sometimes you just need to pick those babies up and straight up tell them, no, we don't do that around here. Then bring their ego down by treating them like a baby. Exactly. Calling is it Chapel or Chapel? I keep on wanting to call her Chappelle Roan. Chapel Roan? Calling Chapel a performative lesbian is so crazy. She's literally just a lesbian. I mean, I find the term performative lesbian or performative any type of like LGBTQIA plus community member it just doesn't make a lot of sense, because I mean, part of the point of pride is to express yourself in like, I understand performatively means that you're doing it in jest or fake, but I don't know, it's like you're always putting on some kind of a presentation. You're performing in some way, like in everyday life. The difference is if you genuinely don't believe in the things that you're doing. Because yeah, some people go above and beyond for the things that they enjoy, but that's just because they enjoy it. That's not being performative. Dave Chapel Roan, so true. Chapel is in chart, true. Chapel like a chapel, true. They could do construction work in my window and I wouldn't hear a thing. But when my cats meow, I immediately wake up. Yeah, I'm always just like, what's going on? It's like an alarm system. But now we're going to move on to the videos for today. We have a few videos to look at, starting with this new video from Nathan. Sorry, this isn't on the Dad channel. This is on the Nathan channel. I do think having all of these different channels isn't the best for something that he's going to explain in this video. So let's see. This is a drama, quote unquote, from Nathan. Very simple title and channel name.
Welcome back to my face. And the sounds that are falling out of it.
This music isn't falling out of your face, or is it?
I have a few things I'd like to tell you. The first thing is we hit the $25,000 on the Dad Indiegogo film fundraiser. Thank you very much. That means we've hit the goal technically, but I won't get all 25,000 because Indiegogo takes like 1%. And when we did the previous Indiegogo fundraiser for this in the spring, by the way, we've done two. We're doing two $25,000 fundraisers for a total of $50,000 to make this short film. It's not a feature film.
Low-key, you need to work on the mixing here, my dude. The music's a little bit loud. I know I'm one to talk. My audio's been, I know everybody's roasting me for my audio, but there's something it's a little loud.
20 to 30 minutes long, but I earned 27,000 in the spring, and then what I actually walked away with was 24,750 or something like that. So I almost hit 25,000 after the fees. So now we technically still have to try to hit another $2,000 about, and then
I hate his music too. Do you feel like it's almost like ARG music? Like this is something that would be in like Don't Touch Me, I'm Scared or something.
I will walk away with $25,000. So if you got a couple bucks and you want to help out, please do. I think I'm gonna do another 24-hour stream on this channel and on my Twitch just to bring some attention to it. Possibly this coming weekend in like a couple days. So yeah, that's the end of this little story here. Thank you very much for helping me hit $25,000 in January. I'll shoot this short dad film and hope you like it. In this video, I'd like to sort of address drama and like some of the videos I've been making and just the concept and idea of me talking about things that I never really talked about before. I talk about my friends in my personal life. This is stuff I've talked about. Now I'm just recording it and putting it on the internet because, you know, you talk about stuff. But before I get to that, I'd like to tell you that I have another YouTube channel called Odd Boys. It's a show I do with my friend Tom where we talk about paranormal stuff, aliens, ghosts, conspiracy theories, true crime, murders, all kinds of weird, spooky stuff. And we do the show twice a week. It's really fun. Please subscribe to it. We're almost at 5,000 subscribers. We're like 200 away.
Again, I don't think having a few different channels is that bad. Like, because it's a podcast with other people, that makes sense to have as a separate channel. But again, it's just adding on to this list, this catalog of channels that this Rolodex he's developing.
So please go subscribe if you don't mind. And tomorrow on Friday on that channel, I'm sneaking into a cemetery at night with a Ouija board and we're going to do a seance.
I understand you're doing it for the creeps, but I don't know if sneaking into a cemetery does feel a little bit disrespectful. I don't think it's... And people have done it before, you know? He ain't the first, and people have snuck in for a lot worse than doing a little bit of a Ouija boarding.
Because we hit 222 members of the YouTube channel. So if you want to support and come hang out and see me do something fun and spooky, watch me sneak into a cemetery tomorrow night, Friday, on the Odd Boys YouTube channel. And while you're subscribing to the channel...
You know, when I was a kid, my dad told me a story. And he told me this story, and he genuinely believes this story. I don't know if maybe someone told him this story or if he genuinely experienced this, but the story he told me about Ouija boards and why he said to never mess with them is because... now I want to look up if this is just a fake story he told me, too. Is he said that there was a kid or like someone that he knew that had a Ouija board, and the parents tried to get rid of it, and they got rid of it a few times, and it kept coming back until eventually they moved away. Like the last time they tried to get rid of it, they burned it, and it came back again. And then they left, and he doesn't know what happened to them. But honestly, if you think about it, maybe they were just being haunted by a really evil spirit. It doesn't make the Ouija board itself inherently evil. I never thought about that. Damn, Dad is gonna get cursed. That is so dad. Such dad behavior.
And I also have another channel. I do have a lot of channels, don't I? Named Nathan's Cemetery, where I used to put spooky stuff. But now that we're using Odd Boys for spooky stuff, I think I might use Nathan's Cemetery. It's like a side channel where I just upload stuff about me and Katie, my fiance, just sort of like silly things of us out and about. So if you want to subscribe to that, great. Thank you. Now, I would like to talk about drama in general.
So what is that? So does he have a Keith Apicary channel too? Is that another one that he has? Keith Apicary. So Keith Apicary doesn't seem to have his own channel. It's called Taking Classics. Gaming with Keith Apicary. God damn. Right now, this just has Odd Boys Dad Plays connected to the Nathan channel. But then I see Nathan Cemetery, Talking Classics. What are some of what are other Nathan characters? I can't think of any more off the top of my head.
I have a stance on this type of content, and I have...
Is his mustache getting bigger and bigger? It's going to consume him. It will one day be bigger than his entire face.
Stance/opinion on how my audience has reacted to me talking about these things. based on comments I've received on my videos where I talk about stuff that's going on in the world, stuff I've been putting out recently, like iDubbbz things, and then talking about Hasan's dog, I had some people saying like, you can't do this. You're supposed to make creative videos. Don't do this. Do what we were expecting from you. And I feel it's a little unfair when my audience says that. I'm not trying to like, I'm not upset. I just want to like voice my frustration a little bit, because it seems like a lot of people will say, oh, you can't talk about that, but then they'll go and watch it on other channels, but they don't allow me to weigh in on the conversation. People want me, because I've established myself as a person who makes creative stuff, dance videos, characters. I'm now not allowed to do other things. Is how it feels to me. Maybe that's not what people are intending, but it does feel that way to me when I read some of the comments. And it's just kind of frustrating. It's like, well, what if I never did all these creative things before and I didn't do characters? Could I then do it? And why will you watch other people do that stuff, but not me?
And that's why I think that you don't need to be consumed by audience capture. He's too focused on what do people want to see, and you got to start thinking about what do you want to create, because then the people who want to see it will come. Like, as a creative, you will make things that you will create, and as long as you have the the outlets like social media, especially with the basic audience that you've developed over time, it's trying to step out of your the things that you enjoy that make your content less less digestible. Like, people can tell when you're not putting your full your full heart into the content, when you're just doing it because you're feeling like you're trying to fill like you're trying to fill some gaps. That's why I just love talking.
I'll talk about Hasan or iDubbbz or just any streamer out there, and my audience gets upset with me for talking about it, but then they'll go and watch that streamer I'm talk about other people. Like, Hasan talks about other people all the time. iDubbbz is always talking about other people. But then when I have an opinion on something they said, I'm not allowed to say anything because I'm supposed to be above that. I'm supposed to be the guy who makes creative things. By the way,
let me just check real quick. 15K, 14K, 4.2K, something creative, him reacting to his old creative content, him playing a game. This one was a little much there, Nathan. Watch it, buddy. That one got 2K. 16K for talking with Guam. Shout out. 10K for talking about fighting AB. 81K talking about iDubbbz. And then if we go back down, these ones are doing not too bad, but it was actually those ones were from the Let's Talk About It. I just remember there was a period where Nathan was not getting very many views at all. Like, literally 1.2, 1.7, 2.5 on a 400,000 subscriber channel. And that's not to say that his content is ever like terrible, but it's not even necessarily audience capture. It's just feeling like when you stop creating for yourself in some way, when you start creating for other people, it's going to create more than just a dry spell, like kind of a destructive mentality where you're going to be less invested in the stuff that you make, which is going to make it less desirable by the people that are claiming they want to watch it. Are people really telling him to stop making drama videos? Well, that's the part. That's what I'm saying, is I don't get it, because they don't need to watch it. Like, if you like a channel, that's why I also don't think you need to make like 12 different channels, because if people like the content, they can watch a video or they can skip it and go like scroll down on their subscriber feed, on their subscriptions feed, and then pick a different video to watch. I do find it very odd when people care so heavily about singular videos, because I can understand like, oh, you're changing your content entirely. Oh, you're trying to change it fully over to gaming. We don't want to see that. Cool, that would make sense. That would be like a reason to criticize. But when they're individual topics that he genuinely cares about, like that seems to be what this channel is for. The creative works get put on other channels. This is kind of just an outlet.
I'm still making creative things. I hope you're subscribed to the Dad channel. That's where I'm putting all my music videos and the storylines. Man, to put up a whole hour-long series titled Man, which took me over a year to make. Please go watch that. And
the you watch them but not me mentality is a bit, I don't know. What do you mean? You watch them but not me? Oh, okay. I get what you're saying. Saying that you watch the other streamers but not Dad is a little bit like a... I don't know. It is a little bit complaining on some level, maybe. But like I'm saying, I think it's caring too much about what people have to say generally. Because he's looking at all these other people and being like, why do they get to talk about all this stuff? Well, they're getting flack for it. You know, they get pushback from their audience and from other people. It's just they don't care. And you have to not care. Yeah, he was abused by Ian and Anissa. He's more entitled than anyone to talk about it. Not literally. It's probably Hasan fans telling him to stay in his lane or whatever. Yeah. But, I mean, speak your truth. That's what we want to hear, Nathan. We're here for you.
I am still putting stuff out, and the Odd Boys channel. I'm doing creative things. But on this Nathan channel, I've just been kind of like voicing my opinion. And I just wanted to say, I feel like I'm not allowed to just be myself and say what I'm thinking about things. But other people are allowed to do that. And I understand a lot of my audience is like, well, we miss the old stuff. And we miss Keith App.
I don't want to be harsh because he seems sweet, but it seems childish. I guess on some level. I mean, I don't know. Jealousy kind of... stays with us as we age. So I can understand just the feeling in general of you know what I mean? Feeling like I have something to speak on, but for some reason people don't care about what I have to say. People only care about what other people have to say. And just like it almost sounds like almost like a feeling of apathy or something. So I don't know if childish necessarily, but I do think that it comes from a place of just caring too heavily about what others think. You shouldn't even necessarily care about what your friends think. You shouldn't care about what anybody thinks but you until you start losing people. Until you start losing your friends and your family. Because like audience will come and go. You know, it's just the way the cookie crumbles. People will forget and just stop checking on your channel. That doesn't make them bad people, and it doesn't make you a bad content creator. It just makes the times change. I think he takes things too personally. He got that way with Ethan before. Yeah. I mean, I do think he needs to not take things so personally. Because, like, especially if you want to talk about stuff in this way, like you're going to get pushback, you're going to get people talking shit. But, you know, it is what it is.
Abacary. And to that, I'd like to say I'm still doing Keith Abacary videos. I've responded to the past week. I've responded to a bunch of comments saying like, bring back Keith. And I'm like, I literally uploaded a Keith video yesterday on this channel. If you haven't seen it, I've been uploading Keith videos of Keith playing games. And a year ago, I put out a music video from Keith Apicary.
It seems hard for viewers to reframe their favorite creators as more than a character. And it must be impossible when you have somebody like Nathan who is character-based. And like, not just character-based and character-driven. Because like, you could think of something like Smosh. The Smosh personalities somehow spoke through the skits, like their sketches and their skits and stuff were somehow able to, like they were able to transcend the sketches. But I think that Nathan hinges on the characters too much and doing like repeat videos with the character over and over, and people get attached to the characters themselves. And I think that it is true that happens with YouTubers in general, who might eventually want to age up their content or like, you know, trying to shift into different places and different things. And it's like you put on a persona. And that's why it's like I've never tried to put on like a persona. I might in a way like, you know, be more animated or talk more, you know, talk slightly differently. But honestly, I think in general, I'm a pretty animated person and I'm pretty out there. But no, generally, I think that being yourself is more important than creating a character in the context of being a creator, because you want to make sure that your voice isn't lost in the creations that you make. You want to make sure that in that way, like, people look at you and they love you because they don't love your work. They love you because you're David Lunch. You know what I mean?
Carrie, that no one really watched. So people ask for it, but when I do it, they don't look at it. But then they do watch the drama videos, but it's only to then complain about me doing the drama videos. So it's like, well, you're clicking on it, but then you're not clicking on the things you say you want. So I don't know what to do. I feel frustrated. I'm not trying to place blame. I'm not trying to.
It's also important to remember that his insecurities were probably made worse by constant gaslighting and second guessing everyone's intentions that causes damage. They contributed to this, yeah. And that's why I think that, like, above anything, I'm not trying to come down hard on Nathan, and I don't think he's ever going to see this video, but generally speaking, I think that he just needs to do what he loves and understand that people are going to hate on you regardless, and they're going to be talking shit. But try and focus more so on the people that are uplifting you and trying, you know, those regulars that come in and do show you support. Because there are people that will support you because of you and not just support you because of what you're putting out.
To like say anyone's doing anything wrong. It's just,
I am a Cap'n simp. I'm a rum tum tugger simp.
I'm voicing how it feels on my side. And I'm just putting out stuff. Just because I make a video where I talk about my opinion on something doesn't mean I'm only doing that. I'm just adding it to more I'm allowing myself to voice my opinion, and I'm adding it to the total output of videos. So I am making creative things. I hope you're seeing those. And I just have opinions on things. And speaking of opinions, I have an opinion on something that iDubbbz said the other day. He's talking about Ethan.
You have personality for sure, Andrews. Thank you, Sam. I appreciate that.
Then from the H3 podcast, and this is what he said, and he mentions boxing someone who's never boxed before and is not like in shape or athletic. Meanwhile,
hey, he's been losing a lot of weight. He does need to put on a little more muscle. You know, he's been focusing on that cardio. We can tell he's been focusing on the dieting and the cardio. It's time to get swole, Ethan. It's time to start hitting the trend. Start hitting that trend, hitting that, I forget what all the other ones are. The only one I can ever remember is Trend, that is like the different steroids or whatever.
I'm over here yelling at the clouds, trying to get him to box me.
Posted on his story some fucking demented shit, some more demented shit about Frogan. Fuck that guy. He is such a fucking asshole. Like, can we do a sanctioned boxing match? Like, I can go to 120 or whatever is needed to make that happen. I can do that. But I think like fucking consequence needs to come that guy's way.
I'm going to pause it for a moment and just say my thoughts on this. Ian, aka iDubbbz, said about boxing me, he said, Dad wasn't much of a challenge, and I like to challenge myself in boxing. That's why he doesn't want to box me, because I'm below him skill-wise, and I wouldn't be a challenge.
Just untrue. Dad would walk Ian down. He would literally, out the gate, come up, boo, boo, boo. He'd just like start piecing him up crazy. He would do worse than he did to Matt Watson.
But then he comes on here and says he wants to box Ethan, someone who's never boxed. How is that a challenge? He's contradicting himself.
Yeah, focus on the shoulders and the ultimate dad bod is complete. It's auto-corrected dad bod for it auto-corrected dad bod to Damon. Interesting. No, I think that's the build I want, you see. I don't care about getting a gut. You know, I have a bit of a gut, I have a bit of a belly. Got some love handles, but what you want is you want to just create more mass. You don't want to, I don't want to slim down. I want to fill out. I want to look like I want to look like I'm fat, but also like I could rip a car in half. That's kind of the you know, it's like those two things need to go hand in hand.
And I almost feel bad calling that out because I'm not trying to attack. By calling out someone who's contradicting themselves very obviously and very clearly.
Yeah, he wasn't a challenge. Ian lost both times. Dad won both times. Nathan literally won both of his fights. In character, by the way, where he was still like, you know, he was going looser in the ring, but you could definitely tell that he was still in that mode of trying to keep like, I am dad bot. You can survive with little muscles. He's good. You're right. Sorry, no hate. No hate on our skinny legend. We love a skinny king or queen. We also love a thick king or queen. Shout out all the thick boys out there. Yeah, Shrek build. You get it. Shrek build, but human Shrek build. See, you didn't think about it. See, honestly, they made him too muscular. Human Shrek is too muscular. He would have been more fat than this. They made him too sexy. Oh, Zac Efron does look like human Shrek now. He does. Wow. Beautiful man.
It then can look like I'm attacking and being rude because I'm pointing out an error and a flaw. And if he's making excuses to not box me, I would hope he would just say, be honest. I don't want to box you because it's not going to make me look good. Dad, I don't want to box you because I do think you'll win. Or I think we'll tie, but it's just not interesting to me.
Why does this dad want to keep boxing his sons? There's something wrong with you, man. I know he probably was talking tough to you. You know, he was saying, but that's your son.
Say that. Don't make excuses. Just be honest. Be real. Just talk, dude. Like
it's making me so mad. Like he is so unabashed in wanting to control and destroy and financially ruin Frogan's life, Denham's life, Casey Tron's life. It's fucking disgusting.
So obviously, he's really mad at Ethan for suing those people that he's friends with or the people that he likes. So he's angry and he wants to fight this person to take out his anger on that person. That sounds a little unhinged.
Dad just bent Ian over his knee. He's giving him the belt.
I wouldn't want to just go beat up someone who's never boxed. Like if someone out there, Aiden Ross, said something, had a take I didn't like, and I'm sure everything he said is something I wouldn't like, I don't want to just go and beat him up for it. You know what I mean? And if Aiden Ross said something about like one of my friends, like Tinfoil Tom, I don't want to just go.
Tinfoil Tom, a close relative of Turkey Tom, actually. They meet up on Thanksgiving after dinner. It's not even funny, but I don't know why. That was good. That was a good one to me. That was a good one to me.
Go and I'm going to do a boxing match with you because I would hurt him. That's like just assault. So he wants to basically assault Ethan because he doesn't like that he's suing these people, which apparently it's been legally confirmed he's not in the wrong to sue them because they had malicious intent with their actions against Ethan. So basically what Ian is now saying is, hey, stop proving that my friends did something wrong or I'm going to fight you. I understand he's posing what he's saying as if he's like, help.
How can you casually drop a name like Tinfoil Tom? This is my homie Tinfoil Tom. You know, hanging out with my girl, Bug Spray Betty.
Helping and he's saving these people and he's standing up for them. I get it. If he doesn't agree that what they did wasn't wrong, then he thinks Ethan's a bad guy. I have had my stuff stolen countless times and I can't sue someone. I don't have a lawyer. I do have a lawyer, but I don't have the ability and the money to do that. I personally wouldn't sue someone like this. I wouldn't want to go through the legal stress, and it would distress me, the negative interactions involved in suing. But Ian wanting to box him is incredibly frustrating to me, someone who's been wanting to box him, and he's acting like he won't box me because I'm below him. And now we find out that that's just complete garbage. He wants to box someone who can't box. Anyway, that's how I feel. Ian, I wish you would just box me. Why don't you box me on behalf of Ethan? Why don't you look at it like that? How about you can take out your frustrations on me that you have for Ethan. I will literally wear an Ethan mask. How about this? I'll put this out there, and I'm being very serious about this. I will box with one hand. I will do anything you want. A gimmick.
He's straight up just like, bro, I know I'll dust you. I'll dust you. I'll go one arm behind my back, and I will still show you that you are my son.
A bit, whatever. One-handed rounds, no hands for one round where you get the punch and I just do head movement.
He said, try me. He said, try me. You ain't ready for this. He's about to slip and be ready. Then the next round, Ian isn't going to see it coming, and he's going to slip left hook and put him out. If they made it where it was like 2-3 rounds, second round, hands behind the back, it wouldn't even matter because he would get it done in the first. Oh god, I honestly just love this so much because he keeps calling him out, and people can be like, oh, why is he calling him out so much? He clearly doesn't want to fight him. Why doesn't he want to fight him, Loki? That's kind of how fighting works. You got to keep calling him out. Hey, I want the spot for the belt. Hey, Dana White. Hey, Dana White, give me a chance. Give me a chance. I know I ain't top 10, but I need the belt. Rey Mysterio arc is crazy.
And I'm just avoiding, I'll do that. I'll do a silly gimmick if it makes you feel better. And since I'm already so below you in boxing skill, it should be really easy for you. And basically the same thing as boxing Ethan, since you would completely destroy Ethan. Now you can do that to me, and I won't even punch back for some rounds, and I'll use one hand for another round. He's never going to address this. He's never going to answer it. This is a pointless video. But yeah, I just wanted to say, I feel I would like to put out some videos where I talk about what's going on in the world, and I hope my audience doesn't get upset with me and then just go watch those videos on other people's channels and hold me to some like false standard. Like I'm not allowed to do that. I feel I'm allowed to do anything, put out any kind of video. I'm still making creative things on my other channels.
As you should, King.
And
I'm the king. As you should, peasant.
Working on a dance video right now. It's going to go on this channel, a classic Nathan dance video, like the ones I did forever, cutting around all the different locations. I think it's going to be a really big one. I'm pretty excited about this. The concept is cool. It is a Yell song that I'm dancing.
My cat is chilling watching the stream with me. Shout out Cat, shout out Sonia.
To again, my friends, the band Yell. So that's coming. I'm still
Ian and Anissa should just do wrestling at this point. If they did a wrestling match, they would definitely make more money than they do on their podcast. It would be interesting too. I think Anissa would probably win. Like, I don't know what her training is, but Ian just seems frail. He hasn't been looking good lately. He's been looking malnourished. I think that he might blow away in the wind. Like, and I don't mean that in like oh, he's too skinny. I literally mean like when I look at him, his skin, like he looks dehydrated and his face looks emaciated. It's kind of off-putting, at the very least.
Still putting out fun things.
A fellow king. You know what? I'll give it to him. The king of all dads.
I hope you're watching.
That mustache says it all. The true king of all dads. The king of all stashes.
Keith is uploading on this channel. No one's watching those videos. The Grave Stories videos are going up on this channel. No one's watching them though. Odd Boys.
I was chilling with my doggo. Do you have the shock collar on, Alex? Is that how you're keeping place?
This is happening. Please subscribe to Odd Boys.
I imagine Alex's dog just looked at him like this.
And go watch the Dad channel because I'm putting up creative videos there. That's all I wanted to get out. Just make sure everyone is aware I am
Ian has the brow of a man that never needs to wear sunglasses. I can't joke about it too much because mine's pretty bad too. Mine isn't too crazy. You know, it goes back. But I always feel like I got that whenever it's really bright out and I start squinting. Go caveman mode. Alex wears the collar. The dog's keeping him in place. Yeah, the new place soundbite. I need to add one here. Maybe I'll switch out one of the Hasan ones.
Stupid sexy Hasan. Why do all the girls like him? Stupid sexy Hasan. Why won't he fuck me?
See, those are kind of the same, so I can change one of those. But then we have.
Why do people keep saying Superman Hasan superhero W?
But now we're going to be moving on to the next video by Legal Mindset, which is actually pretty crazy. He's lost it. He's lost his mind. Dress up as Frankenstein next cap, and I actually did a Frankenstein costume a while back. I just need some green face paint. I love Frankenstein. Check it. Frankenstein is actually one of my favorite books of all time. I read the original Mary Shelley when I was a kid. And then it actually got me more into horror books because my school had this collection of horror stories that were abridged for children. So I read the original, and then I was able to read all of these other abridged horror stories. But I actually have the Junji Ito Frankenstein as well. It's a collection with other stories as well, but it starts like the first 200 pages are the Frankenstein Junji Ito adaptation, which is honestly really good. It's a really good read. Would recommend. But I would say Frankenstein's actually probably my favorite book of all time. I already watched him on Nick's stream. Don't do this to me. We'll see if we get through the whole thing. I gotta be honest, because I have another video to watch anyways. It's probably gonna take, I don't even know, maybe 2 hours. It might take a minute. But this one, I just know he starts going off the hinge in like the first couple minutes. So we'll see how far we get through.
Today, we're going to talk about placing a shock collar on Hasan as a form of punishment in the U.S. We're going to talk about shock collars in the U.S. This is a crazy topic. It's a topic that may get me in massive trouble. And actually, I have been away the last couple days because I believe it may actually have already started some trouble for me based on my recent tweets that I've been putting out on the shock collar.
Just a good old boy. He's a proud and open transphobe, for one. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing I've said, and Nicholas Diorio was like talking down on this perspective, but I do think it's true that someone's personal perspectives shouldn't, and probably won't if they're a lawyer, affect their legal analysis too much. It might cause a sway in which topics they talk about generally, but I would imagine that a lawyer would care more about seeming right than like writing in their own thoughts. But as a person, I knew something was wrong when this happened. This is his new intro. As soon as he lost the sexy intro, I knew something was up. I was like, oh, he's going full mask off now. We got rid of the sexy intro. Ooh. And then went to this. Ugh. Whew. Chills.
Today, we're going to talk about placing a shock collar on Hasan as a form of punishment in the U.S. We're going to talk about shock collars in the U.S. This is a crazy topic. It's a topic that may get me in massive trouble. And actually, I have been away the last couple days because I believe it may actually have already started some trouble for me based on my recent tweets that I've been putting out on the shock collar incident. I've been very, very vocal about this on my social media about placing a shock collar on Hasan, that I think this is an appropriate punishment for him. And I think as a result, Antifa is already looking into me and sending their thugs, sending people after me. So we'll talk about that today on this. It's a crazy topic. It's something I'm going to get a little bit emotional and
as much as I don't like the OG, this one sucks. I mean, Bruce Rivers would never. Gross, ugly intro. Doesn't he live in Thailand? I mean, honestly, I'm wondering if maybe he has some like, I don't even know what you would call it, some delusions of gang stalking. Because everybody was always speculating that he is just a passport bro, and that's why he lives in these Asian countries. And his excuse was that he does law in these countries too, so he like practices law, which, you know, fair enough. But he has also spoken openly about going to these countries specifically for sex, because the women in those countries love sex. They love sex with American tourists. Like, bro, I mean, that is just out and about saying he's a passport bro, right? It's just not the extra step of trying to marry them, right? It just makes him a sex tourist. Which I think is probably... I think it's probably worse, right? Because, like, passport bro is disgusting. Because, I mean, I guess it's ultimately... I mean, they're probably equally disgusting, because I think one of the main parts of, like, a passport bro, too, is they're doing it for the means of having a submissive wife a lot of the time, because they see Asian women as more submissive. That is like part of the whole like dynamic. But yeah, I mean, he's if not a passport bro, he's at the very least a sex tourist.
Personal about, but mostly because the last couple days have been really difficult for me, being by myself out here and dealing with some crazy stuff, possible Antifa stalkers, woke white women stalkers. This is something we're going to get into.
I really like the Junji Ito adaptation of Frankenstein, and the other stories included in the collection are awesome. No, yeah, it's really good. I would recommend it if people like Frankenstein and like Junji Ito. Check it out.
With collaring Hasan. Of course, I've got a pee-pee. For new viewers, that means a PowerPoint. Nothing bad, nothing dirty. It means a PowerPoint. So we're going to talk about that today on The Legal Mindset. Once again, this is a fast facts video, so the quick and dirty version of the latest in legal news. I'll have a live where we go more in depth. I'm going to play the video of Hasan shocking Kayla, and also some new video that Tectone threw out about that. Shout out to Tectone. So he's a real homie. So we'll go for that on the live.
That's all you need to know, right? Right there in the video. He's homies with Tectone? Cool. Just leave it there. Don't need to see anything else. What is this, by the way? Is this a manatee? What is this supposed to be?
But this is the quick and dirty version where we just get through the basics. So let's talk about, first of all, Antifa, why this is a dangerous topic. So, and this is something, once again, it is super dangerous. I've been nervous to talk about this, really nervous to talk about this, because a lot of people are going to be pissed off with me, like really pissed off, and perhaps enough to kill me, because this is something that is really controversial, that a lot of people out there, especially in the US, especially right now, post Charlie Kirk, because remember, we live in a post Charlie Kirk era where
I am literally so lost as to what he's talking about right now.
People are being assassinated, and that's probably going to get me demonetized. People are being assassinated in the US. People are coming to shoot up churches, are coming to kill Christians, are coming to kill moderates, and nobody is more moderate and based and stuck in the law and the facts and truth and justice than me. But I will not be silenced, right? I am going to speak up on truth and justice and freedom the way it is. I don't care if people threaten me with my life. I will give my life for freedom and truth and the law. That's what I stand for. That's what I've always stood for. And I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid to die for that. If I become the Charlie Kirk in Thailand, for the fact that I talked about,
why do people dislike Tectone? Tectone became, he's basically gone the Christian supremacist route, the Christian nationalist, sorry. Christian nationalist, which is just white supremacist adjacent. If you go look into like certain things that he said recently, he was talking about like his own research. And I remember the reason I heard about it was because I was watching a video of someone breaking down why his like because I've talked about this before. I am into a lot of like religious philosophy, I guess is the best way to say it. So when people talk about like religion and the use of religion, Tectone's become super religious. So I watched a video about him talking about the Bible and talking about different aspects of the Bible, and the person was just correcting all of Tectone's points, which was pretty funny. But yeah, it ain't a good look. Yeah, bringing up Charlie Kirk, I'm so confused.
shock collar as a punishment, that's fine. I'm willing to take that, and that could happen, and that's fine. I'm okay with that. I've kind of come to peace with that. Or because I'm a Christian, right? I'm killed because I'm a Christian. That would be okay. I'm okay with that. I have faith in God, which is something I haven't talked about on the channel, but I'm going to throw that out there. Once again, I'm not the perfect Christian. I'm not a perfect person. I've made a lot of mistakes. I am very non-traditional, and I don't line up with all the beliefs of the church necessarily, and it just that's kind of something that's naturally coming out as part of this conversation. But people are going to call me racist. They're going to call me bigoted. They're going to call me cruel towards prisoners. That is absolutely opposite of the case. I love everybody. I'm super cool with everybody. I've traveled the world. I'm cool with everybody from every country. I love traveling. I love going around the world. I love meeting new people. I love just having random conversations with people about stuff. That's just who I am. That's just the type of person that I am. But I'm going to stick up for truth and justice. And when people need to be punished, I am going to punish them, or not myself, right? But I'm going to help through the law find a way to punish people. That's my gift. My gift is the law, speech, right? That's my superpower, if you will, right? So that's the thing I'm going to focus on here is the law. Now, you're going to get in your feelings. A lot of people, Antifa, other people watching this are going to hate watch this, and they're going to get in their feelings. They're going to be mad about this, but listen to the end because it actually is way more humane and way more thoughtful than people are going to think about with the memes and the shorts and the reels. Maybe you're going to watch a reel of this or a TikTok of this. By the way, I'm going to have a new TikTok up. I got my Instagram rolling, so make sure you're following my Instagram and my TikTok because those are going to get popular.
Legal mindset trying to say I'm just a girl. No, yeah, a lot of people were saying he seems coked out. No, like yeah. Why is he targeting Antifa? Because he just thinks everybody that would be against him is Antifa, I guess. It's an odd claim.
Hopping pretty soon. I got an awesome team here. They're actually local to Bangkok. They're really cool people. Shout out to Queen and her people in Shay. They're doing a great job on my stuff here and doing that. So really good content there. But people are going to still hate it. People are going to hate it. So the Kanye West of the world, the Candace Owens are going to be super, super mad because they're going to say it's racist, blah, blah, blah. Once again, I would ask them to look at the actual prison statistics in the U.S., right, and before they open their mouth or talk, and also listen to the full argument. But the most mad, the people who are really going to be pissed off about this, and this is the people that I believe may be stalking me because I've already caught stalkers here before. I believe Johnny Somali's crew, they were stalking me over at Bonpo, I believe, like the just kick streamers watching me. But these people, the Hasan orbiters, the CCP, because we all know Hasan's supported by the CCP. I mean, that Labubu love doesn't come from nowhere, right? The golden boy of Twitch is protected for a reason, right? There's a reason why he's protected and why he stays in LA, Commie Central.
This is fully unhinged. Like, he's not wanting to say certain things, but is he just saying straight up that he thinks that Hasan is like being paid by the CCP?
And Antifa is going to be super bad about this. And I have been super anti-Antifa. In fact, I've been the most actively anti-Antifa. I'm going to show you the Carfax on that. And they're actively hunting people down in the U.S. Right now, there was a confrontation between DHS and...
Wait, Kanye and Candace Owens, does he mean black people? I don't know what he means by this, because Candace Owens, because they're not like what you would consider like liberal black people that would be like talking about the crime statistics and like the ways that black people are disproportionately affected. I literally do not know what he means by most of this. I'm so confused.
Antifa today, where DHS almost got really taken out, and they're so bold as to confront DHS in America. So think about that. This is not abroad. So I'm in Thailand. So not everybody knows this. Some people get confused about where I'm at, whatever. I'm in Thailand, right? I'm in Bangkok, right? Which is big to today's story and my sort of craziness the last couple of days. But they're so bold. Antifa is so important in America right now that they're confronting DHS openly. They're just like openly coming for DHS, open.
The fedora wearing brontosaurus says everything we need to know. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Once he's done with these, he gets up and he goes, time to hit the street, and he puts that like hat on. It's like a boat hat. It's like, I forget what they're called. I like the boat hats, but he put it on and he walks outside ready to go find some more ladies that want to have a little fun.
Openly coming from them, just bold, right? DHS needs that Pokemon support. Okay, I'm still bad at Pokemon. All right, I'm watching you guys Pokemon. But anyways, guys, I'm not in America, and I'm not with DHS. I'm not DHS. I'm not as powerful as DHS. I'm a single guy out here with a microphone and a camera.
Yeah, I don't know what he means by taking out DHS. I don't know. Like, literally, all of this is just so confusing. Antifa was bold as to confront DHS in America.
That's who I am.
I mean, I didn't hear about that, so I'll look into it. Antifa.
That's why it's so dangerous for me. And Antifa hates me. So here's the Carfax on this. I was the one who pushed this. I was one of the first people to push this. Frickin' Pam Bondi, who can't get anything done, and Andy No, who is a friend of mine. I have him added on X. You should follow me on X as well. Andy No, great guy. He was the one who brought this question up to Trump. Andy No. And when he brought that up, I like to think that maybe he considered some of my tweets there, whatever. But I put up this PowerPoint, which
I'm seeing suspected. Yeah, it's all. I'm seeing a bunch of ICE things where it's saying that ICE was being attacked by suspected Antifa, suspected Antifa ties. And it was a statement put out by the DHS saying, because I heard about that Antifa was labeled a terrorist, like a domestic terrorist group.
Which is my style. I've been doing this for a while.
Here's the thing I'll say. I think Antifa is also kind of lame. Because I just think these types of groups that think that forming for the means of like aggressive takeover, like, it isn't going to work. Yeah, I love that video of the Antifa member knocking out the Nazi in the street. That video is awesome. But also, like, you could have just done that without being part of Antifa. Like, you know what I mean? You didn't need to be a part of that group to, like, elbow that dude in the jaw. Like, it's not... Those two things don't have to go together. Because, like, Antifa, being anti-fascist isn't wrong. And it was... I mean, I thought it was not as, like, I wasn't as opposed necessarily when Proud Boys were more notable, because it was almost like pushback on that a bit. But I think in general, I would say that it's not good. I think Legal Mindset is from Florida originally. I'm pretty sure he's from Florida. I'm pretty sure that's where like his license comes from and everything.
Easy for everybody to comprehend. And I said right here on September 18, 2025, that one proper method is to designate Antifa.
A fan posted a Torchic with a trans pride flag, and he lost his mind over it. He's convinced that the Pokemon company posted the image. Dude, come on.
Antifa, or at a minimum, the foreign elements. Once again, that's why I think I'm in danger.
Because here's the thing that, like, they need to start, like, at least... If you want to make the claim, make the full claim. Because I do just find it like you have to break it out of them. So what you're saying is if one individual is expressing themselves as transgender, that means that they're somehow going to encourage and like force in some way other people to do it. Like, and that's somehow going to supersede any teaching that the parents can endow into their children from, before being able to say it's just like, I don't know. You have your own sensibilities that you develop throughout your life. But I also don't think that there's anything anything anyone in the world could have tried to convince me of that my parents couldn't have at least tried to like help with, you know what I mean? Because I don't think I would have been like, wow, there was a transgender person reading to me at my school. I think I'm transgender now. That just doesn't make any sense. Even if they were reading a book about how it's so good to be a girl, if you want to be a girl, like, it doesn't make any sense. That's not how those ideas form. Unless you're legitimately saying that like it's causing like mental distress to the degree of being able to then cause some kind of gender dysphoria or something. Like, I don't know, like unless they're saying that gender dysphoria is real and then being caused by the like inclusiveness of transgender people. Like, I genuinely do not understand it. The only one pushing an agenda in my experience is evangelicals. I mean, yeah, I guess so. The agenda specifically, I would say that everybody's pushing an angle. You know, everybody has their own perspective, but it's never like legitimately as directed and to a actual end as an evangelicals. They actually see a goal and a point to what they're doing, whereas most of the time it's just people yammering on. At least the evangelicals, they have a point. No, they don't. No, they don't. Go read the Bible. If you think the evangelicals are right, go read the Bible. Have some fun. Evangelicals are the downfall of America. I mean, it's why people say stuff like that America's a Christian nation. America was founded on like secularism. When they say like, oh, the founding fathers were all Christian. No, they weren't. Not all of them. Some of them were, but most of them that were made sure that they did not like put that into their like thoughts on the country, because that was part of the separation, was wanting to separate from the taxation, from the religious authority of Britain and stuff. Like it's just, that was kind of the point.
Right, personally, because of the foreign elements of Antifa as an FTO. This can be done for allied groups which carry extreme violent beliefs and meet the simple FTO criteria. So I said, hey, look, there's an established method to do this, the Department of State. They should do this. Pam Bondi's not doing it because she's lazy as hell, right? And she's mainly a political operator. She's not really good at mass prosecution, which is what they need in America. They need to be mass prosecuting Antifa. It's a big risk. That's the problem right now. That's why these confrontations with DHS are happening, because they're not being prosecuted. They need to be prosecuted at a federal level crime, which is key today, because the states, especially the woke states like California, are going to try to stop this, right? And this all recurs within the Department of State. So the Department of State handles this all. It's unlikely to be blocked by judicial review. It must be challenged within 30 days. There's a limited scope of review. It's very, very easy to get this thing passed. And there's it's never been overturned, really. The FTO designation has never been overturned. So just declare all of Antifa and all the foreign elements, everything linked, just declare all that stuff as an FTO, start rounding these people up, start throwing them in jail, start punishing them, throw shock collars on them. Yeah, we're going to talk about shock collars because...
Okay, that's even more insane. But also it's like, he's genuinely saying all of this because he thinks that he is being gang stalked in Thailand? Like, that seems like where a lot of this is coming from, is from his own perspective on Antifa and his relation with Antifa. It's like, bro, all the wokes. Get all them wokes out of there.
Hasan and his Antifa homies should all be wearing shock collars and doing work. They should all be paying back for what they did. They need to have payback. And once again, I'm a very nonviolent person. I don't like violence, right? That's why I actually like the shock collars, because they're not violent. They don't involve killing somebody. And once again, I think we should be humane to prisoners. I think that we should, be just to prisoners. I think there's a lot of problems in prisons, like prison rape and assault and everything else. And that's not good. It's not good. It's not fair for prisoners to have to be beat up and, raped and have other stuff happen to them in prison. That's messed up. Nobody should have to go through that. Nobody should have to go through that just because they committed a crime. Nobody should have to be, beat up and assaulted. I really empathize for the prisoners that have been in prison and gone through that, because that's some dark stuff that they had to go through. And man, I feel for them. I feel for them. And one way to stop that is with the shock collars, right? Let's stop that. Let's go through a humane way. And we can do stuff like putting them to work. Let's say Antifa burns down a city. Let's put them to work building the city back up, right? We can do that legally.
Here, I'll give an explanation. Evangelicalism is a movement within Protestant Christianity, not a separate religion. Characterized by four main emphases: biblicism, a high view of the Bible; crucicentrism, focus on Jesus' crucifixion; conversionism, belief in the personal conversion experience; and evangelism, emphasis on spreading the gospel. Yeah, like proselytizing. What is it? Proselytizing? Trying to convert people. Because I thought that was part of it. Because I know, like, there's certain differences between certain religions, like or certain sects of Christianity. Like, I know the one thing about like Catholicism that's slightly different is it has like a heavier emphasis on like works, on like the things that you do. It still has a heavy emphasis on like the belief in Christ and all that, but it's like a heavy emphasis on the actions, and that's why there's like a heavy tithing. Wisconsin Evangelical Lutherans. I'm just telling you, I've read a lot of the Bible. Not, I won't say a lot. I've read a good amount. There is a lot of the Bible to read. But from what I've learned from the stuff that I have read is pretty simple. It is not spoken through one voice. It is not spoken under one context. They're all written within their own contexts in different time periods for different purposes, some in opposition with each other. And that isn't to say that maybe that it is being presented and has teachings from God that could be like, weeded out. Or not weeded out, but you can weed out the rest and find those flowers. But the point I'm making is that when people talk about like, the way I've heard it described that I kind of enjoy the term of is univocality and inerrancy. Univocality being the idea that it's all being spoken through one voice, and then inerrancy being that the Bible is wholly true, ineffable, and the word and like the untouched word, like teachings of God. And that one is completely easily like just proven false by the fact that I think it's the Isaiah scroll has like over 2,000 variants, being from single letter changes to entire verses that were taken out or changed in the book of Isaiah. I'm telling you, my biblical knowledge, it's growing. I did have to look up what evangelicalism was, or evangelism was, just to be sure. Like Mormons? Well, I don't know, because Catholics have, a lot of people do missions, like a lot of religions do missions. But proselytizing could literally be like Westboro Baptist Church going out and like doing picket signs and stuff. Like they probably see that as proselytizing. Yeah, prosperity gospel. Things will be better. Yeah, that's another thing for evangelism, is the idea of prosperity gospel, that if you like, good things will come to you in this life, which again isn't actually biblical teaching. If you look in the Bible, like in the story of Job and stuff, the story isn't about doing the right thing and believing in God will give you good things in the end. Job just got lucky. Job got lucky in the end and got some good stuff. But really, the idea is that all things that happen are supposed to be good through God. Even when you are tortured and being like heinously, impacted by the devil, those things are still good because you are under the grace of God, is kind of the idea. Which honestly, I think is like a more, if you think about like the time period, does make sense, because what they're thinking about is all the effects of like family and war and battles, that happen locally, and then trying to contend with that, the issues there. And there are plenty of Christian missionaries that go to Thailand, and in my 16 years living there, I never met one missionary that was a decent person. Honestly, I have to say, Mormon missionaries are some of the nicest people. Whenever they come to my door, I talk to them for a while. We talk about things like why did Joseph Smith say that what's his name was the original Native Americans were white, and then God made their skin dark because they sinned against him? Why did he do that? Why did it say that God turned the Native Americans in? He turned them because they turned against God. That's why their skin's dark. Crazy stuff. Yeah, anally impacted by the devil. So true. Anally impacted. You don't want that. More people have no religion than a religion in the UK. I asked my mom about it. I asked my mom about it and she told me the church doesn't like women. I don't know what to tell you other than that. Other than don't listen to them, I guess. I mean, that's like the other part is a lot of the Bible literally does say things like women aren't supposed to speak in church. Women should be, I mean, literally, the Bible's kind of crazy. And again, it's not to say that there aren't good things in there and that there isn't a God that is trying to teach you something. But I think that genuinely what you should be looking for then is what God is trying to show you through what you see. Because if you see something crazy in the Bible and you're like, oh, that's fucked up, you shouldn't just try and be like, well, how can I correct this in my brain so that it isn't fucked up? You should be thinking, oh, that's fucked up. Thanks for showing me that that was fucked up, God. God just, God in my brain just told me that that was fucked up. Maybe that's God. Who knows? Maybe God is your internal, that internal voice telling you when stuff was wrong. And the devil was telling you when to do the wrong. The Mormons in Thailand protested the red light district. It was very strange behavior. Honestly, I could see that. And that ain't good. See, the guys around me talked to me about my tattoos and stuff, and I was like, oh yeah, they were cool. But I do imagine when going out to different countries, they are probably trying to spread more heavily, not just like religious influence, but cultural influence as well. Very interesting. But here, let's get back to this ramblings of legal mindset. Sorry, went on a bit of a religious tangent. One of my favorite tangents to go on. I love talking about these topics, and maybe I could start a podcast talking about all the times on H3 they discussed Christianity, since I know a decent amount and am an H3 fan. Hey, if you ever want me on, Ethan, just let me know. We can have some conversations. It'd be pretty interesting. Men saw women creating life and said, nah, a man in the sky did that. Well, I mean, literally, the whole idea in the Bible is that before Eve ate from the tree of knowledge, she didn't have painful childbirth. So the fact that childbirth is painful is proof of God. As a former Catholic, I did missionary work with my high school. We would go to impoverished places to baptize, but we would take food, toys, clothes, play with the kids. 5% was talking about God. And that's why I don't think missionary work is inherently bad, because what they're trying to do is just spread kindness and love and spread the word. And again, it's about what that word and that's why I always like to say it's not the religions themselves that are bad, it's the people that abuse them and use them and end up stealing from old ladies and old people that are dying because they think that it'll help them get into heaven faster. I don't know, it's crazy. I watched a religion for breakfast video this morning. But yeah, I mean, honestly, I would recommend, if you want a good read some different stories out of the Bible. They are kind of crazy a lot of the time. I would recommend let me hope I get this right. New Standard Revised Version Updated Edition, I think. New Standard Revised Version, New Revised Standard. It's either NRSV or NSRV. I think it might be NRSV. NRSV UE. The New Revised Standard Updated Edition. Whatever. Religious trauma chat. I think missionary work is colonialist. Religion and culture are so intertwined. Yeah, I mean, again, it can be. I think that it can be. The NRSV, thank you. Trying to go off the top, I always get the two confused if it's RS or SR. Because you can kind of switch them and it doesn't necessarily change it too much. But thank you. Yeah, it's the standard version for scholars. I mean, it's just the most what's the word? It's the version, it's the updated version that has been looked over by not just scholars. It was a group of scholars and religious officials from different sects of Christianity, I think, or something like that. It was put together pretty well, and I think is pretty true to what the original texts say. The whole thing is, though, if you want like a more digestible version, probably just read the New International Version, the NIV. A lot of Christians have implicit bias against LGBT. In my experience, I've met people in churches that accept LGBT, but firsthand have been shamed for it. It feels like pandering to evangelize. Yeah, I mean, I think that implicit bias, that bias is just baked in again by the tradition, and it needs to be weeded out through conversation and through like, again, you can do it through biblical teaching, where you can argue with people and show them things where it's like and you have to do it in layers, though. Like one of the best arguments against or for transgenderism. I always find it weird to say something like that, because it's like, I know that's not just being transgender. That's just always how people say it when they're being transphobic. Transgenderism. But the easiest way to argue in favor of being transgender in a biblical setting is to first make them understand that the Bible talks about slavery. And one of the only instances when it like denounces slavery, and it doesn't even necessarily do that, is when I can't remember who said it, but when they said there is no slave nor free, and when they say there is no slave nor free, what they were really saying is, under the eyes of God, there is no slave nor free, because they definitely believe in slavery in the Bible. But then it goes on to say there is no man nor woman as well. At least in heaven, there's no slave, there's no free, and there's no man or no woman. We are all but children of God. I think it depends. When I was a kid, my church and teachers didn't even mention LGBT, and the message that was repeated was to love our neighbors like they are our siblings. But I know a girl from a different city where her parents are very religious and are very anti-LGBT. She is lesbian and has suffered a lot. Yeah, whenever I hear people earnestly use transgenderism, I know everything I need to know. LOL makes it sound like a virus. No, yeah, it's just like, I think it's hard because it's the only time, like, I've only ever read it. Like, I've only ever read it in text. People don't say it that often. And so when trying to think of like words to say, I don't process it as derogatory, like instinctively, and I just think of isms in my head. Even though it's not an ism, because that would mean that it's like a belief or ideology of some sort. But yeah. We are all non-binary after we die. So true. That's what God said. Yeah, Paul, thank you.
In America, that's actually legal under the Constitution.
See, Ethan, me and you could talk H3 religion, and you could help me get a little more knowledgeable on my topics.
Because slavery is still legal. That's the controversial statement. I wanted to put that in the title.
Okay, we're starting back in, and now I'm completely lost. Slavery is still legal. What are you talking about?
Let's stop that. Let's go through a humane way, and we can do stuff like putting them to work. Let's say Antifa.
Oh, okay. Maybe he's talking about the slavery of like the prison system.
Antifa burns down a city. Let's put them to work building the city back up. Right? We can do that legally in America. That's actually legal under the Constitution, because slavery is still legal. That's the controversial statement. I wanted to put that in the title, but YouTube might ding me in the title, so I'm just going to say it. Slavery is still legal, and we're going to talk about that today. But first, let me talk about my crazy Bangkok story, right? So let me talk about some woke white women stalkers. Now, some of you may not believe this, but the people that know me in Bangkok know this story, and it's been pretty crazy. I told my homie Ryan today, and he actually saw this happen with me at Starbucks.
All my homies over in Bangkok, you know, my homie Ryan and my homie William. You know, my Thailand homies, my Thai homies.
At M Quarter. It was like, you couldn't even believe this. It's like out of a movie. So this has been happening the last 3 days, and I swear to you, and nobody's going to believe me on this, but this is for real. So there's a woman, she looked like Hillary Clinton. She had this like black and white hair, like Cruella DeVille meets Hillary Clinton, super woke looking woman. And she's come in to sit next to me at Starbucks. She's like, oh, let me listen in on your conversation. I'm like, no, Antifa member. I'm not.
Some older white lady came and sat down next to him, and bro went, no, Antifa member, you don't get to hear about this. I just don't understand. This is literally gang stalking mentality.
I'm going to let you eavesdrop on my conversation about Hasan and about the shock collars, about everything else.
Why would you give a shit? I don't care. It's not like you have some like deep knowledge or something. If they know it's you, they've already found you. What would be the point of them listening in on a conversation that you're having about publicly available information?
No, you can't do that, right? And there's been these other woke-looking women, and you can always tell they're woke because they're ugly, right? They're ugly, right? I do not.
Did she say anything to you? Did she speak to you? Or was it a full Starbucks and she came and sat next to you because you were probably some guy in a suit on the phone, and she was just like, seems harmless, and she was wrong.
Like ugly women. And Bangkok is usually full of really hotties. It's full of really beautiful girls, beautiful women, right? I know what you're thinking. Oh, they're all ladyboys. No. Beautiful, real women, right? They're normally everywhere. But the last couple days.
Later in his live, he said she only asked him if she could sit next to him. Like, that's all it took. Why would she even ask if she was stalking you? What the fuck is the point of asking if she's stalking you, dumbass? These Antifa members are stalking me and asking to sit next to me. What?
I've been seeing a lot of ugly women, a lot of really ugly, they're frowning, right? Woke women are never happy, right? They're always frowning, they're always unhappy, they're scowling at you, they're looking mean, right?
They might be scowling at you, but I mean, I usually make ladies laugh. I don't make them upset.
They're mean mugging you, they're like looking at you like they're gonna kill you.
Yes, he did say ladyboy. He is just pretty crazy. I mean, I will say, to be fair, I think that a lot of people in that do sex work in Thailand, they will refer to themselves as that a lot of the time because of people that are sex tourists looking for that. It's still derogatory and not something to say. And I think that what it ends up doing is just giving more fuel to bigoted fires.
You, right? That's the woke woman. That's the woke woman out there. And that's been who's been looking at me. It's been all woke women. There's been no hotties smiling at me or something like that, like normal. It's been all these crazy woke women.
Oh, I forgot. Sorry, man. Gotta unsubscribe. I was subscribed for the facts, for the fast facts, but these literally aren't facts. These were assumptions that you made, and that is quite literally not a fact. She asked you if she could sit next to you. What the fuck does this have to do with free Kaya punish Hasan? What the fuck has any of this had to do with that at all?
Like, what's going on with that? Like, what's going on, Bangkok? Usually everyone's friendly or whatever. Now everyone's grumpy, maybe because it's raining or something. And there's all these woke women around me. And I thought about
You know what's the funniest part? Because what he's talking about is he's literally saying, all these fucking Westerners coming over here. That's literally what he's saying right now. There was some white lady at this Starbucks, He took it as she's some Antifa trying to like, honey, he's seeing all these ugly ladies all around. You can know they're woke. You know they're these woke people in Thailand. But then he talks about the beautiful women, and then he says, you probably think they're all, and then uses a derogatory term. So he's talking about the local women. It's crazy.
About it. And I'm like, oh, Antifa. Oh, obviously it's Antifa, right? Obviously they got word of this. Obviously there's something that they know that's coming because I've talked about this. And they're trying to put some pressure on me, right? But I'm not going to be shut up. I will not be silenced, Antifa. You're not going to scare me. If I die...
He said, I'm not going to be shut up. That's not a good sentence. That sentence doesn't make sense. You're stupid. How are you a lawyer? Everybody point and laugh. Thanks. Thanks, I know. That was simultaneously people cheering for me while also running away from him in fear.
Die for this. I'm willing to die for this, like Charlie Kirk. I'm willing to go Charlie Kirk on this one, right? And I also want to talk about this. Being abroad isn't safer, right? We talk about Charlie, right? And after Charlie, I want to give a shout out to Danielle, my mod, who's autism, or rather, I should say Talonal American. That's how we say it. Her Talonal American powers have probably saved my life because she told me to start studying OPSEC after the death of Charlie Kirk. And I started studying a lot of the CIA field manuals, looking up YouTube videos, stuff like that, just to protect myself because I'm here alone. And a lot of people think living...
Oh, we got a thumbnail, no title. I have to. I'm Ethan Klein, and I have to. H3 show number 201. We'll find out what the title is.
Abroad is safer, but these people can just travel. They can get on a plane and they can come. In fact, they do that often. They come from Canada, they come from Europe to the United States to cause problems. And Thailand's super easy to come to. You can
I didn't even notice the orange face is crazy. The way it just stops right here. Whoever was doing his spray tan, why wouldn't you go up here? Why would you not do it up here? Does he do it himself? Why would you avoid the receded hairline?
Show up here. Anybody can show up. And a lot of people think it's safer abroad. That is a misnomer. It's actually more dangerous. My good friend Mark recommended the book Private Dancer, which is an extremely intuitive book, especially not to be a simp for beautiful women, although it's hard. My weakness is beautiful women, especially if they have big titties and like anime and have a goth style. But that's my weakness, right? Okay, I shouldn't expose my weaknesses, but that's my weakness. It's my weakness, unfortunately. It's cost me much, but anyways, that's besides the point. Private Dancer, one of the best scenes in that is at the end of the book. So this guy, he gets on a motorbike and someone just rolls up and pops him in the head, right? And that is very easy to do here. You could get somebody to do that and nobody would know, right? Antifa's got enough money. They got Soros. They got all the money in the world, right? They're funding ops all over the US. They're funding ops all over the world. So for me, who's got nobody out here, so you're all alone, yeah, that's pretty scary. It's pretty scary when you're all alone out there somewhere and Antifa could be coming for you, right? And that's why I say to you guys, if anything happens to me, you know it's Antifa, you know it's Hasan's homies, whatever else, right? They're clearly the ones that got me, right? So if anything happens to me or my family or my friends or whatever, it's definitely Antifa, okay? Know that it's Antifa for sure.
This is a terrible, even if you are afraid for your life, you should never make a claim as to which person you suspect of doing it or which group you suspect of doing it, because then what you do is you alienate the other groups that might have it out for you. You're setting yourself up, bro.
100% it's Antifa, right? So just go and look into that and look into all the connections there and the local connections and stuff like that and figure out who did it, right? Take revenge for me, chat. Take revenge. But that would be what would be happening there, obviously. Okay. Very good book, though, by the way. Everyone should definitely read that book. Okay, next, let's talk about what the actual subject here, which is Hasan hating dogs, not my crazy Bangkok life. Although I do want to start doing more.
And what does that novel in the expat genre of the hooker used me for money and tried to kill me have to do with Hasan? Wait, what? Oh, is that Oh, wait, what? I guess I wasn't even like processing what this was.
In that is at the end of the book. So this guy, he gets on a motorbike and someone just rolls up and pops him in the head, right? And that is very easy to do here. You could get somebody to do that and nobody would know, right? Antifa's got enough money. They got Soros. They got all the money in the world, right? They're funding ops all over the US. They're funding ops all over the world. So for me, who's got nobody out here, so you're all alone. Yeah, that's pretty.
What about your homie Ryan? What are you talking about? You got Ryan, dog. That's all the security you need. I don't understand. There's no evidence of Soros funding Antifa. They've explicitly denied the claim, his philanthropic organization. Law enforcement and experts on extremism have found the claims to be unfounded conspiracy theories. Why does everybody just say it's Soros money? Everybody's doing it with Soros money.
Scary. It's pretty scary when you're all alone.
Yeah, are these the facts? Are all of these the facts?
Out there somewhere, and Antifa could be coming for you, right? And that's why I say to you guys, if anything happens to me, you know it's Antifa, you know it's the, Hasan's homies, whatever else, right? They're clearly the ones that got me, right? So if anything happens to me...
No, yeah, he also thinks of this weird, like, Antifa is this organized group that works together. Like, I imagine there are like small groups, like subsets of this, like people that call themselves Antifa, but it's not like they're all organized and like doing everything, like getting people assassinated. Maybe they have. That's what they've been doing. As the CEO of Antifa, I am not okay with this defamation. So true. You're not allowed to be rich unless you're right wing, of course. If Elon Musk gives money to people, that's because he's cool. He made PayPal or whatever.
Or my family or my friends or whatever, it's definitely Antifa, okay? Know that it's Antifa, for sure. 100% it's Antifa, right? So just go and look into that.
So are y'all done taking this guy seriously now? Or hey. I never took him seriously. I heard him out on certain perspectives, but now I realize that there's no reason to hear him out at all. So I have unsubscribed. But don't do me like that, J.H. Cruz. You know I'm better than that. I look at things unbiased.
Look into all the connections there and the local connections and stuff like that and figure out who did it, right? Take revenge for me, chat. Take revenge. But that would be
not even avenge me. Take revenge. That's crazy. Nah, I'm starting to believe the Coke theory. I am starting to believe the Coke theory. People have been saying it.
What would be happening there, obviously. Okay. Very good book, though, by the way. Everyone should definitely read that book. Okay, next, let's talk about what the actual subject here, which is Hasan hating dogs, not my crazy Bangkok life. Although I do want to start doing more IRL stuff here. Because
my crazy Bangkok life. A bro read a book where someone got killed in the end and then thinks Antifa is after him because some old white lady sat next to him in Starbucks. This is really what he just said. 14 minutes of this 26-minute video, and now we start talking about Hasan. And he's apparently going to say that Hasan should have shock collars put on him? What? I think Hasan, his actions are deplorable and should be called out, and he should change his ways. And I think the biggest problem with what Hasan has done is the lying and the doubling down and the, obfuscation and the diversion and all of this stuff. It just seems so, like, come on. Come on.
Because Bangkok's really cool, and a lot of people need to see that. So I'm going to be doing some more IRL streaming over here. But that's neither here nor there. But respectful IRL, not Johnny Somali style, right? Not Johnny Somali style, okay? Anyways, Hasan hates dogs. Hasan hates dogs. So in case you haven't seen this, and this is something that's been trending in the US everywhere, it's all over social media right now, English language social media.
I do hate him using this image. Like I said, I think too many people, I saw an ad for Kick that someone posted. There's an ad for Kick going around where it's like, we don't shock dogs or something, even though there was literally just that guy who was like kicking his dog and like throwing it and stuff, and like people, his girlfriend was like, no, don't do that. He's like, why? I'm gonna fucking kill you. I'm gonna kill you in front of all these people. Like, he was literally, I mean, Hasan said that too. Hasan basically said what that guy said while he was beating the shit out of his dogs on Kick. But I do think that it was, but the image that they used on this Kick ad was an image of like, it looked like Kaya getting shocked. And the whole thing is, I think that too many people are making the joke like, oh, dog getting shocked funny. Ha ha ha. Dog in pain, good. Like, what? My favorite one is her jumping up and shocking Hasan, and the other one where she's in the seat and Hasan gets out of place and then she shocks him. Those were pretty good.
It's all over. It's Hasan shocking Kaya. Obviously, this is dramatization, but he slapped that shock collar on him and shocked her. There's also another.
Oh, yeah, I know someone literally died on Kick, but I just think it's so, like, yes, someone died on Kick, but they're like talking about animal abuse. Let's forget about the guy who died on Kick. But animal abuse is also happening on Kick. So it's just like, it's a point. The point is invalid either way.
Other video, which I'll show in my live version. Watch the live for that one. And that's him like essentially torturing this animal. And this is absolutely cruel and really, really hurts me. And I want to talk about Mudang.
I don't necessarily think Hasan hates dogs. I just think he's a self-absorbed prick, Trump-coded with a splash of Patrick Bateman, though. Here's what I've been saying, is my whole thought is this. I guess I haven't been saying this, but I've been saying this in private a bit because just in my thoughts and when I'm talking to others. Because like, I don't think Hasan hates his dog. I don't think he's doing it because he's like, I get joy out of hurting my dog. I think that he couldn't care less. That's the thing. I think that it's legitimately like, my dog yelps. Oops. Why are you being such a baby? Like, it's legitimately like, he doesn't care. And I think that it's not worse. I won't say it's worse, but it's definitely not good, because what you're doing is you're showing that you're willing to be negligent. Mudang, my daughter. Mudang is not your daughter. Mudang is not your daughter. You might catch one of these elbows next, bro.
I want to talk about Mudang, right? Mudang and my love for Mudang here. And now some of you have not been to Thailand. You don't know who Mudang is, and you don't know what this thing is behind me. I'm going to explain real quick. Mudang is a pygmy hippopotamus from the Khao Kiao Zoo. It's north of Pattaya.
What does this have to do with Hasan?
She is adorable. She's a little bit fatter now, but even though she's a little fatter, I still love her. Right? She's like my daughter. And this is my weakness. And I'll go full screen on this one because we got to show Mudang here. This is my Mudang, right? And by the way, I gave this Mudang a hat because I like the hat.
Oh, it's a Mudang sitting on top of a light. Oh, I thought that was its whole body. That makes so much. Okay, that makes so much more sense.
This is my Mudang, right? And by the way, I gave this Mudang a hat because I like the hats. They symbolize freedom in Thailand style. So I always like this style. I've been changing my style recently. I like this style because it's like freedom, doing whatever the hell you want. So I like to wear like clothes that kind of show that I like to do whatever I want. And, no one's...
What are you talking about?
Gonna stop me from wearing clothes. Like, if you're...
What? You're the one who's against transgender people. What are you talking about?
Mad about me wearing clothes, you're kind of crazy, right?
What are you talking about?
Like, you should be allowed to wear whatever clothes you want, right? Why can't I wear clothes? Like, I don't get it. Anyways, this is Mudang. I love Mudang. I got my Mudang plushie. Like, I may or may not sleep with this. It's kind of cute. It's very cute. And I like Mudang, and here's your Thai lesson for the day is Jai Di. Jai Di, that means good heart in Thai, right? I am a good-hearted person, and I have a weakness for good-hearted women. Probably because I grew up in a house with all boys, so my weakness is good-hearted women. And it's much...
Oh, that explains a lot, too. Grew up in a house with all boys.
My detriment. Once again, if they have big titties and like anime.
This is full mask off mode. This is full, like... What the fuck? I would pay to see the chat too. I guess there's a chat here. This was the whole thing? Wait, I'm confused. This was live?
A big titty girl with likes anime and has a good heart is my number one weakness, and I will fall in love with them, right? Which is
Oh, it's not live. It's not live. Okay. He live streamed the video. Wait, that's even more weird. Wait, what? Wait. I'm so confused. So someone just said, what's live about this? So this video, it sounds like, was uploaded
which
as
is my
live.
problem, right? But anyways, this is Mudang. This is Mudang. Mudang symbolizes to me purity and purity of heart. Because Mudang, how can you not like Mudang? How can you not like Mudang? And if anybody was to hurt Mudang...
Did we get a thumbnail update? No, we haven't yet. But we did talk about it for a second, Madman. What do you think it is? What do you think he has to do? I have to.
I would hunt them down and I would make them suffer, right? If they were trying to hurt Mudang, I would make them suffer. I love Mudang.
I mean, if this would have been really live, he's already gone on fucking 20 tangents. He would have gone on way more if it was live.
It's like my daughter, right? And I've got a friend of mine here who's kind of like a daughter to me. I love her. She's great. And that's my weakness. Good-hearted women, right? Good.
You just said, I have a friend here who's like a daughter to me. That's why I love good-hearted women. Especially, like you just said, especially when they have big titties and like anime. I think he's on drugs. My personal opinion, unverified, unknowledgeable, I'm dumb. I think he's on drugs.
Good-hearted, pure-hearted women, right? That have a pure heart and that are kind and that are caring, right? Like, that's exactly what I love, right? That's my weakness. And once again, I know I shouldn't talk about weaknesses, but Mudang is my weakness, right? But if someone ever hurt Mudang, I would assemble a team. Now, I'm like I said, I'm not with anybody. I'm by myself here. But I would take all the money I own, and I don't have a lot of money, but I would take that money and I would assemble a team like Jean Lafitte, like a pirate, right? I would go out there. That's okay, Mudang's back in her place. Okay, so I would, got to make sure Mudang's all right. Okay, is Mudang okay? All right, let's adjust this. All right. You got to take good care of Mudang, okay? You got to take very good care of Mudang, right? Once again, we don't want to upset her, right? Okay, take care of Mudang.
I'm so confused.
So, I just get emotional about Mudang. I love Mudang so much. I love Mudang so much. Anyway, I see I'm distracted. I don't even know where I was. But anyways, Jean Lafitte, the pirate. I'm like a pirate. I like, gold and freedom and women, right? That's all good for me. It's all my motivations, right? Which, once again, is it a sin? Is it?
Yeah. So Hasan, Kaya, it's like he's about to just go. So that is why Hasan needs to be put in a shock collar and thrown into prison alongside all of his Antifa friends. Like, I don't know where this is going at all.
It's such a sin to like those things. No, right? People try to shame me, make me feel bad for being a heterosexual male. I'm sorry, right? I'm not going to apologize for that. But that said, like with this, I think about Mudang and I think about somebody torturing Mudang, and I would definitely want to punish them. So let's talk about punishment. Let's talk about this.
That's why he went on that super long tangent. It's been almost 20 minutes into this video. Now he's getting into it. Slavery is still legal. What?
Let's talk about slavery in the United States and the legality of slavery for prisoners in the U.S. And that's based on the 13th Amendment to the Constitution. Now, under that, and once again, a lot of people don't know this. They haven't studied this well enough, right? Which is not their fault. Not every lawyer is as smart as I am. Some lawyers are kind of half-assed and they don't know what they're talking about. Maybe they're just joking around. They're like kind of joke lawyers or pretend lawyers.
Most people know that slavery for prison in the U.S. hinges on the 13th Amendment of the U.S. Constitution. We know that they're allowed to overwork them and underpay them, and that literally it seems like the payments that they do give is just so it doesn't actually seem like slavery. Why did he talk about pirates? I literally have no clue what this whole thing has been about. And why is he talking about slavery now? Oh, is he going to say that because it's legal slavery that they should be allowed to put shock collars on them? Is that what he's about to argue? Did I just get like did I just that so Raven and see the future? I might be wrong because he could go on 20 more tangents completely unrelated, but that seems like where he's about to go with this. See, I did say this before. Even when I would watch some of his content. It's not he doesn't care about what's right and what's wrong. He really only cares about what the law is. And I think that shows what a scumbag of a lawyer he is. I think that's what he's saying.
Lawyers are, they're like scam lawyers or something like that. They're like scammer lawyers. But, the 13th Amendment to the Constitution says neither slavery nor involuntary servitude except as a punishment for crime whereof the party shall be duly convicted shall exist within the United States or any place subject to their jurisdiction. So the key here is except as punishment for crime whereof the party shall be duly convicted. So what that means is slavery and indentured servitude is legal. Once again, controversial. This could get me in trouble. This could get me killed for saying slavery is legal, because think about the headlines. People are going to say legal mindset says slavery is legal. Okay, listen to the whole video, idiot. Right? Finish the video and you'll know I'm talking about the Constitution, which is what it says. And no, that's not something that I'm trying to go off on a wild interpretation. Look up the facts. The majority of prisoners in the U.S. are forced to do labor. They're forced to do labor in prison. It's normal in prison in the U.S. Now, woke states like California are trying to get rid of that. I'll talk about that later. But and some people hate the truth. They hate the...
No, yeah, it's like the context is that he thinks legal slavery is good. No, it literally just sounds like he's going, well, they're legally allowed to keep them as slaves. That's the law. And so we should put shock collars on them.
The fact that the truth in the U.S. is that slavery is legal for prisoners. Once again, it's important for prisoners, not regular people, right? We're not talking regular people. We're talking about for prisoners, okay? And that's the truth. And if you don't like that, you don't like the truth, okay? And I will die speaking for the truth and freedom. That's worth it for me. I stand for the truth and freedom. I'm not afraid for that, right? Once again, if I die on the chart, if I'm Charlie Kirked for standing for truth and freedom, and whatever, it just happened, like I was speaking up for truth and freedom. That's worth it, right? That's worth it. Some things are worth it in life. That's worth it for me, is truth and freedom. Always. I will always stand for truth and freedom. So, going on here, there's cruel and unusual punishment under the 8th Amendment. The 8th Amendment says, excessive bail shall not be required, nor excessive fines imposed, nor cruel and unusual punishments inflicted. Leftist states want this to prevent forced labor completely and make jails like country clubs. They want to make jail like it's a party or whatever, which it shouldn't be. You should have, on some level, you should have to pay back to society, or you should be doing work to build up, right?
That's not what prison's supposed to be for. Prison is, at its core, meant to be rehabilitation for, like what are you talking about, bro? Do you think prison is literally just there to make recompense for society? Because that is the point of laws. That is the point of, like criminal justice, per se. But, like, prisons themselves are supposed to be, like, for reformation, not a place to just viciously punish those who acted, who not to show cruelty to people who acted cruel. Yeah, I'm pretty sure your punishment is being forced to be in one place and being forced to live on a schedule where that you cannot, go off of. Yeah, why design the punishment to specifically be worse? I literally cannot understand and again, I don't understand what the point he's trying to make is here.
If you did something wrong, you need to restore that, right? You need to make it good. And that's normal, right? Do something wrong, make it good. That's the basic principle. If I did something wrong, I would make it good, right? And people all know that. Everyone knows that. If I did something wrong and you tell me directly, not indirectly, you tell me directly exactly what I did wrong, then I will make it right. Everybody knows that.
Yeah, it's a bit of both for sure, but I'm saying if all you're focusing on is the punishment aspect, that isn't going to benefit society in the way that you're thinking it will. Just going, this guy's in prison for fucking 50 years and he's getting tortured or whatever. How is that benefiting society if in 51 years, I know that's a long time, but you get what I'm saying. Let's say it's a 25-year sentence. He killed somebody at 25, gets tortured for 25 years and gets out at 50. Why, like, yeah, he might be afraid to go back to prison, but he's also going to have a lot of built up frustration that is probably going to get unleashed on the wrong person. Yeah, I don't understand how does a shock collar restore anything. I don't understand.
However, this sort of thing about forced labor and jails, that is strongly opposed by Trump, right? That should be. I said that wrong. Trying to make jails country clubs should be opposed by Trump and should be opposed by the right. The left wants to make them, like Norway or Sweden or whatever, the Scandinavian countries that have they're giving people PlayStation 5s and shit. Like they're giving them like king beds and stuff. No, we don't need that. What we need is real punishment. And that's where shock collars come in.
In the United States, repeat offenders recidivism are common, with a significant number of formerly incarcerated individuals being arrested. Studies show that around 66% of state prisoners released in 2008 were rearrested within 3 years, and that 82% were rearrested within 10-year period. In Scandinavia in general, with Norway at around 20% of a recidivism rate, so repeat offenders rate, are among the lowest in the world in Scandinavia. Norway at around 20% after 2 years, and Sweden at about 30% after 3 years. Oh, it's almost like that's a better system. Oh, look at the recidivism rates. Wow, they're not going back into society and committing more crimes. That's unusual. Like,
shock collars would be more humane than violence.
Attention snark, this is what someone live streaming looks like on drugs. This is what someone live streaming looks like on drugs. You don't need to say it, Miko. I'll say it.
Right? So once again, you don't have to beat up a prisoner, right? The prison guards don't have to beat people up anymore, right? That takes away a lot of the violence, the hate for the guards and stuff like that. It's a shock. Yeah, it's going to hurt, but you're not going to die, right? It will correct you, but it will do it in a
human shock collars would be more humane than violence. How? Allow for freedom of movement. Allow for remote triggering, safety, immediate corrective punishment, cost effective. Limit use to offenders that deserve it, not everyone. No bias based on race, sex, or national origin, applied fairly. Oh, it's almost like you can't have something like this baked into the system because you can just fucking, like, just saying, we're not going to make it race-based. It's like, you already have those things. I guess I said that wrong. You have those things baked into our system already, trying to implement these new things. Just saying, we're not going to make it race-based is like... Yeah, this is the part I'm confused about, too. Is he saying that we should put the prisoners in prison, give certain amounts of them collars, or that they shouldn't have collars at all and should just be at home? Because that wouldn't make any sense either, but also it's like remote triggering. You can't monitor them 24 hours of the day. You can't monitor them 24 hours of the day. That's how prison murders happen and like prison assaults, prison, like, all of this stuff happens in prison because they aren't being able to be monitored 24 hours a day. If you add the extra layer of you're torturing them, like what?
Non-lethal way. And something that doesn't inflict permanent damage. It's just temporary, right? It allows for freedom of movement, so you can move around.
I mean, it quite literally does not allow for freedom of movement. This is the part that makes me think he's saying it's like you're allowed to be in society. But if that was true, you would not be able to monitor them almost at all.
Around more. They don't have to be in cells. They can be more like comfortable in the prison, right? They can just move around because if somebody does anything bad, the guards in a booth with cameras or drones or whatever can just watch them and remote trigger.
Wait.
In the prison, right? They can just move around because if somebody does anything bad, the guards in a booth with cameras or drones or whatever can just watch them and remote trigger.
He's literally saying we need to create, at least within prisons, make it basically like a surveillance state, like have it being like forcefully surveilled at all times. Because again, it's like, what about showers and restrooms and like, you're just gonna have drones flying through, getting cock videos real quick? That's just another part of the punishment. What? They committed crimes. Now your genitalia is going to be out on the internet. What's the problem? Yeah, I don't understand what they're saying. Yeah, get everybody equipped with drones and shock collars. What?
Right? So you can just say, oh yeah, boom, this guy's, for example, let's say a prison essay, right? We have to say essay because of YouTube, but we all know what we're talking about, right? Actually, I said it earlier, but like prison rape, right? If you see another prisoner about to rape another prisoner, you just hit the button and the buzzer. And
do you think that they see it happening? Do you understand how dumb what you're saying is? You think that they see it and they go, bad stuff. No, they go stop it if they see it. But it's like, what? Well, he has to walk over and stop him physically. This way, he could just sit on his fat ass and fucking shock him real quick, and then they're not raping each other anymore. Like, what?
And all of a sudden, that stops. All of a sudden, the violence stops. All of a sudden, that stops. And if you have a camera everywhere, then you can just see, oh, look, this guy's trying to do that. Zap, right? And stop them from doing that. Versus now, where the guard's got to go down there and get involved, and he might die or, you know, take his weapon or whatever else. So they can't stop that, right? So this makes it safer for the prisoners, right? Because they're all wearing the shock collars, right? And you can make them comfy. You don't have to make them like uncomfortable. We have the technology to do this, right? And it's immediate corrective punishment. So it's like Pavlovian, like training a dog, right? You know, it's like, okay, don't do this, right? And then they're going to do that, right? And you know, once again, this is why.
He's literally saying First of all, we've already discussed why shock collars do not work. But then also, to another degree, saying treat prisoners like dogs.
You know, if Hasan is using it to train the dog, right? Well, okay. If Hasan thinks it's okay, well then whatever, then it needs to be used for prisoners. Once again.
What? If Hasan thinks it's okay for his dog, that means it's okay to use for prisoners. What are you talking about? Dude, he's lost it. He's actually lost it. The title updated. I was going to let it go until this happened. H3 show number 201.
Equality. This is why I'm saying Hasan needs to wear the shock collar, because he needs to get the same punishment. Right? It's also cost effective. And once again, limit this to users that offenders that deserve it. Really bad prisoners. Not every prisoner maybe deserves this, but you know, some prisoners. I mean, we'll think about it deeply. This is just my random thought here that I came up with, right? It's not perfect. I'll probably have
It's a fucking terrible idea. What are you talking about?
To do future episodes on this to hone this down and answer.
He's literally saying, so I might need to create some carve-outs, create some caveats to make sure that this this law can be placed properly inside the U.S. legal system.
Criticisms of this, but just off the cuff, you know, don't make it based on race, sex, national origin. Apply it fairly. Apply it to everybody.
Do we think it's actually serious? I think that he's saying it somewhat ironically, in like the case of like, oh, well, if Hasan thinks it's real, then, or if Hasan thinks it's good, then of course it's good, huh? It must be good. But it's like, you're making yourself sound absolutely deranged. He sounds like this. Can you even see it? Oh, the eyes can't. There's no light on the eyes, so you can't see. They're like red eyes. He's afraid he'll end up like a skull. It has red eyes that you can't see, goddammit.
You know? And so my conclusion is Hasan Piker deserves to experience the pain of a shock collar as fairness for what happened to Kayla. The judge is within his rights to order this. They can do this under the current constitution. Now, it probably needs to be a federal offense. Wake up, Pam Bondi. Wake up.
Conclusion, Hasan Piker deserves to experience the pain of a shock collar as fairness for what happened to Kaya. The judge is within the rights to order this. Should be a federal offense. Wake up, Pam Bondi, so leftist states like California don't ban it. Wait, what? You said that it should be allowed. It should be allowed for prisoners because they're already slaves. Hasan isn't a prisoner. What he did wasn't illegal necessarily. What? I'm just like, what? Get that goth ring off right now. What about the spider one? Can I keep the spider one on? This one has it's a ace of clubs. Or ace of spades, sorry. I can barely see it.
And
I was trying to look at it through the monitor and I'm like, I can barely see it.
so leftist states like California don't ban it, right? So, because they're not going to be the ones to do this. The feds have to do this. So Trump has to get this message. Maybe Barron Trump watches a meme on Instagram or TikTok and somebody passes the meme. It's like, hey, Barron Trump, check out this legal mindset video. And gets a hold of this because I think this was a
How do you choose a PowerPoint template for something like this? Well, I mean, I think he uses the same template every time.
Federal offense, something involving, at a federal level. We could do this. We could do this right away.
My tits are too big to wear that goth ring around this man. Oh, sorry. Let me cover up.
Be like, quick. You could even take the collars that exist and just like modify them for human size probably, and that would work. I don't know. I'm not an engineer. I'm a simple lawyer alone here in Bangkok. But that's all I have for today. Hope you've enjoyed this episode. It's been a little bit different, but
it's been very different, very weird.
Open and honest about something.
No, you're right. He has been out of focus this whole time. The only thing in focus is his microphone. You can see his microphone's in focus. You can read the words right here. But he is completely out of focus. That's really funny. What's the focal length he has on this 1 inch? How come he's out of focus, but this thing's right in front of him and it's in focus?
Things, which may or may not get me in trouble, but who cares, right? Whatever. Until next time, peace.
This outro is terrible. Was this always his outro? It don't hit like the intro, bro. I don't trust men who wear jewelry, but I'll let it slide, Cap'n. Hey. Thank you. Don't have a defense. You're right. You the man, Captain. Thanks for holding it down. Did they start? They did not start yet. Oh, we got an update, though, on the thumbnail. He went sicko mode. Oh, no. His brain is also out of focus. So true. See, I had this other video, but I'm thinking I might just save this till tomorrow because I'm going to start streaming more in the mornings for me, around the same time as usual, but just more often because I've been having issues where I'll stream later in the day. And then, like, I'm tired, plus, like, nobody's there because you guys all have the time now sometimes. So if you want to see anything else, I'm thinking about watching this video tomorrow. But for now, while we're waiting, I'm trying to see if there's anything else I had on hand real quick. Actually, I think I do have another playlist, actually. Something we can look at.
To defend himself.
I forgot that was the start of the playlist. Go, do. Oh, I wanted to give this a shout out, really. This was also something we might do at some point. I want to watch this at some point too. It's about why can't I remember his name? What's his name? The buff dude that went on top of the building. I can't remember his name. That took his shirt off and was like, "I'm fat. Just kidding. I have abs. Want to touch him?" What was that prankster's name? I can't remember. But he started doing a bunch of hallucinogenics and then started a cult or something. Pretty crazy. But this is the Jake Doolittle saga. It's 6 hours long by H3, more like HT. I'd go check it out. I need to subscribe. Very small channel, but a lot here. So let's see what this is.
Well, let's just talk to Jake. Let's get the scoop from him. Now, I'll just say, I'm going to bring Jake on. This is the guy who did photography for the D'Amelio family. Jake, hi, how are you? Thanks
Hello.
for calling, by the way.
Hi, how's it going?
So I just want to say...
Have you seen the theory on Reddit that Snark Mod is Doolittle? I have not. Let me look and see. No, I know. I can't remember his name. Every time I put in Doolittle, I always put, is it two O's or is it not? I don't think it is, right? It's just do, like D-O. I always put do, two O's. Or is it two O's? Maybe I'm right. Oh, from LUS. Actually, I saw that this video came out, but I didn't watch it. So here, we'll watch that actually instead. I'll recommend this, though. If you want to go watch this on your own, this channel actually seems to have a lot of things to look at, a lot of videos. The Vosh saga, the Colleen Ballinger saga, the Colleen Ballinger saga part 2. Oh, part 1, 2, and 3. Wow. How many hours is that? 6.5, 5, and then almost 4. 9, 15 plus the minutes, 15, just like almost 16, 17, something like that. Quick math. I hate adding up time. Yeah, it's the one where the health mods have snark mods have health problems. I think it was an LUS video, right? Is that what you're talking about, or is that a separate thing?
So this is a new massive development. This is a new order clarifying in-camera review. I
don't trust LUS. I don't know if I can trust him or not after what happened with Legal Mindset. I only trust Bruce Rivers. Bruce Rivers, he's a criminal lawyer. Who is Bruce Rivers? He's a criminal lawyer. And what'd he do? He gonna react to all the self-snitching.
I've highlighted the most important part. Before the court is the motions by movants, though defendants, to quash subpoenas issued by TED Entertainment Inc. to Reddit, Discord, in the U.S. District Court for the Central District of California.
Connor Murphy. Thank you. Connor Murphy was the sexy prankster that went on top of the Starbucks or whatever and was flexing and then was like, I'm fat. Do you think I'm hot? And then the girls would be like, no, you're not hot. And he'd show his six-pack abs and be like, what about now, bitch? What about now? And they'd be like, oh my God, can I feel it? Because that's how life works. 1 second you're fat and you get no girls. The next minute you're hot and you get all of them.
California. Upon review of movement's declarations in support of their motion to quash, docket number 8, the court hereby orders movements to provide the court the portal.
Oh, is that what it is? The video. So it's theories on the video itself. Okay. Here. Sorry. Doolittle. Neil. Gotta sort by Neil. This one. No, yes, it was Connor Murphy. I'm hot, I can tell you. And I can tell you it doesn't work like that. So sad. Sorry, scrub little boy. Don't worry. You'll get your I don't even remember. I was gonna try and use like the descriptions that fucking Legal Mindset was using, but I'm okay. I'll pass on that one. I was watching the new LUS video and at around the 2-minute mark about the H3 Snark mod lawsuit, and it hit me like a truck. Who in the H3 universe had medical issues that would reveal their identity? The first name to my mind is obviously Jake Doolittle. There is a lot we don't know, obviously. This could be anyone in the world, but how crazy would it be if it were Dr. Doolittle? What if it's someone with lupus trying to get revenge? I mean, someone had to steal the lupus glory back. I knew it. It's fucking Helen Keller. So true.
Portions excluded from the declarations. Remember, the declarations are the...
Yeah, I think it's a possibility that it could be him, but I'm wondering... Because are they saying that... Like, I need to see it that... Does this person say, if I let out my... Like, if my legal condition gets named, then it will become... Like, I will become identifiable? Because that would make me point towards Jake Doolittle.
Massive amounts. i.e., for example, the excluded portions referenced in docket number 8, part 2. Now, as a exercise, you can actually control F and search for excluded in both the declaration by their lawyer, Leah, as well as their own declaration, Jane Doe. So here we're looking at the 548-page declaration by their lawyer. We're going to find out exactly what they are trying to exclude and how that would basically they're hiding their identities. This is a poor lawyer. I don't know why the lawyer would include this. It's like, hey, we're hiding evidence from you that we don't want to give you, but we have it. Common sense would say Ethan's lawyer would just ask for the evidence, right? So this is the declaration of Doe, 158 pages. I am a former Reddit mod user, H-free snark mod team, currently an unnamed Doe, but listed as the author of the alleged inducement post. So this isn't just anybody. This is the person who made the inducement post for the contributory copyright. So again, there are many other mods. Maybe they feel safer. Let's read.
Some details, including personal and medical details, and details which could be used to identify Does, have been excluded from these declarations and are not being filed publicly for Doe's privacy and safety. The excluded portions, Does would only feel comfortable submitting the excluded portions to the court in camera for confidential review. Interesting. Okay.
Some details, including personal and medical details and details that could be used to identify Does, have been excluded from declarations and are not filed publicly for Doe's privacy and safety. The excluded portions. Does would only feel comfortable submitting the excluded portions to the court in camera for confidential review. So they called the judge out, and the judge called them out and said, you know what? Yeah, let's do that. So these are details, including personal and medical details that can identify them. And they wrote this thing. They wrote it believing, oh, the judge is not going to do in-camera review. Why would she do it this early? Well, the judge is doing it even before Ethan Klein's lawyer has responded. This is very unique because I'm sure the judge is curious. Who the F are these people? Who are these people? Like, imagine you're a judge, you're going about your day, and somebody drops 740 pages on you. And it's not just 740 pages of basically content that's not relevant to the case on contributory copyright infringement. Very little of it is actually discussing Denons, and very little of it is discussing the law of copyright and what defenses they want to apply. So that gets dropped on your table, and then these mofos, they keep dropping more. They drop a USB of unknown length, right? They want you to watch hours, as Ethan Klein's lawyer has mentioned. These live streams, each one cited, is hours long. They're full length.
We live? Okay. I was actually like intrigued for a second when you said Producatons revealed himself. For many years, people have wondered who's been behind this parody account. Well, here you go. Yes, I was a stand-in for a couple of years while Ethan was in rehab because of my uncanny likeness to him. It was an honor to be a part of the show and to be able to meet my hero. That's pretty good. Well, we have started. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy the stream, remember to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I do this every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and I'll actually be back tomorrow to watch this video, Why I Don't Watch Hasan Abi Anymore. At the same time tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe if you haven't already. This is Cap and Quasar, signing off.